Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's showcase. This week, we have a single run only to show you this time. So unlike last week, we had about 4 or 5 games back-to-back. This time, we have one really long run. And actually, it's a popular one. You guys will very much enjoy this. We are doing Super Mario Odyssey Darker Side by Dangers. And speaking of Dangers, hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. Are you ready to get things going?
Oh boy, am I ready.
Alrighty, whenever you're ready, give us the countdown and start off this run.
Great. Well, we don't need to do any sort of shenanigans to set up our switch clock for this category, which is really nice. So we can just get ready and go. I'll count us down in 3, 2, 1, go. Now, my goodness, Super Mario Odyssey. Now, we're doing the Darker Side category today. Anybody who's not familiar with the game in its entirety, spoiler alert, there are some hidden kingdoms in this game that are available after you've beat the main story, and those kingdoms are called the Dark and Darker Sides of the Moon. The Dark Side unlocks after 250, and it comes along with like a boss gauntlet, so you battle a bunch of the bosses, but you battle them with moon gravity, and then there's also the Darker Side, which is unlocked at 500 moons, and it's a bit of like a, testing your platforming perseverance kind of level. So putting your abilities with Cappy to the test. And joining me on commentary today, I actually have a couple of lads who know all about this game as well. We have Gan and Slayer.
Hello.
And Arizard.
Hiya.
And they were nice enough to join me on commentary today. So how are you guys doing?
Doing alright.
It's a pretty good day for me so far, yeah. How about you?
Yeah, same.
That's what we like to hear. Yeah, I've been okay. I'm definitely living that DGen lifestyle, so
Same.
I probably woke up about an hour ago and getting ready for this marathon, at 3 in the afternoon. It's perfect, so...
I wasn't out of bed till 4 p.m. my time, okay, so I feel you.
Yeah, fair, valid. I mean, when you set your own hours, it's pretty easy to just kind of slip into staying up really late. So that's what I do.
Yeah, very true.
Alright, and for the start of this run, it's pretty similar to any percent, except you probably saw Dangers there grab a checkpoint. That is because in this category, we are going to be revisiting kingdoms to grab moons that are available in post-game. So, after you complete the main game, there are these things called moon rocks, and basically, when you break a moon rock, it adds a ton of other moons to kingdoms you had already gone through. So you can go back and get a lot of quick moons in post-game.
That's right. And I think this game is very much a collect-a-thon, like in the style of, I don't know, like Banjo-Kazooie kind of comes to mind, where there's a lot of things in this game. There's a lot of pieces that you can go around and collect, and the world doesn't stop you when you collect those things. It kind of just keeps going. So we spend a lot of time collecting moons in this category, specifically because we need 500 of them to progress to the Darker Side. We're not allowed to buy duplicates from the shop, even though that is an option. If you guys have ever played this game, but
Yes.
basically the first pass. Oh, where are you going, Mario? That's not the right direction. The first pass through this game, we're going to be specifically going and just trying to set ourselves up, because once we've beat the main story, we can revisit the kingdoms without any cutscenes and without any kind of interruptions or breaks. So the last 2 hours of this speedrun are going to blaze right by, because we're not going to be taking the Odyssey very much. We're going to be taking the painting chain, and yeah, it's all set up in the beginning. A lot of the hardest tricks are in the beginning, because we're kind of breaking the sequence of the story in a couple of places as well.
Yeah. Speaking of hard tricks.
Yes. DSS. Dino skip.
Yeah. And that was a bad setup, and the chain jump
Broke the rock.
broke my rock. Classic.
Oh, no.
So that trick in particular, you can actually use that in any category, and it's because we can skip this cutscene and having to come up here and grab the dino, but because Mario dove in the wrong direction at the beginning, that set me up for a failure there, but that's okay. We can just do this backup trick here. Not actually really a backup, to be honest. This is what people still really do. It's only like the top runners that try and go for that dino skip is what we call it. It's like goat climb has also been a name I've heard, because you kind of climb that wall like a goat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, DSS is very hard trick and it only saves around 10 seconds. Getting it second try is basically around the same speed as just doing normal dino skip, but what happened to Dangerous there was unfortunate because he set it up and went for it and lost the time for the setup and he couldn't go for it a second time because the chain chomp broke the rock.
And it doesn't usually happen that way. It's just because the chain chomp was winding up again as I was doing the trick, but that's okay.
Yep.
No big deals. We're out of Cascade.
Pretty small time loss in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly.
And it's a 3-hour category, so it's going to be a lot of places where you can lose time and save time.
Yep.
And yeah, after this, Dangerous would be getting Chest Moon, is it? Is it Chest Moon?
We're gonna get the chest moon, yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes.
oops. You'll notice that with this game, you're not allowed to leave the kingdom you're in until you've collected a certain amount of moons. When you're doing the story, you can tell by the little hollowed out circles at the top left corner. After we filled them all in, then we're allowed to leave. So even though we completed the main story element of this kingdom, we didn't have enough moons to leave. So we just needed to grab one more. And yeah, I might have just used that moon to clip through the ceiling.
Yeah. I was about to say, are you just gonna let that happen and not like say anything? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, basically that was called a moon clip. You're gonna see that in a couple of other places in this run. Basically, Mario interacts with moons really weirdly when they spawn, and so by doing a backflip and a cap throw at a very specific time, you can clip through ceilings and walls using moons that are positioned near.
Sure can.
Yeah.
And that won't be
Especially
the only time.
significant
But
in like wooded, like in any percent wooded, wooded not clip actually saves like 30 seconds, but in Darker Side, it's mainly used to skip the gate and the animation for that. So that's like 9 seconds, I think.
yeah, it's about 8 seconds.
Yeah.
But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because Darker Side over the last couple of months especially has gotten significantly more difficult as time has gone on with some of these tricks that are happening at the beginning of the game. Sand has one of those tricks very notably at the start, and we'll kind of explain it as we get closer to it.
Yeah, it's probably, in my opinion, it's probably one of. I would say it's the hardest trick in the game, honestly. It's so difficult and precise.
Yeah, of the ones that you actually do see in runs right now, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's like the hardest, still technically RTA viable strat right now.
All right. So we're kind of just going along collecting checkpoints.
Yep.
And I'm going to set myself up here. This is what we call a dram strat. The name itself has quite a long history, but essentially a dram strat, for the most part, I'm going to put that in big asterisks, for the most part, is when you throw Cappy in a place and set yourself up to like go and grab something else, accomplish something else, and then home in Cappy on a capture so that you can basically just like warp immediately back to Cappy and like kill two birds with one stone, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now setting myself up for that trick that we were talking about, I'm going to try and focus here. You guys can maybe explain it a little bit.
Alright, yeah, so what he's trying right now is called IP skip, or inverted pyramid skip. Basically, there's this long section that you would have to go through normally to get on top of the inverted pyramid, involving a ton of like 2D movement, 3D movement. And what he's trying to do right now is get a very specific clip through this corner on the inverted pyramid, and it is extremely precise. So, and it allows you to skip that whole section inside the pyramid with some very precise movement.
And as you can tell, it is not the kindest trick in the game. We're doing what's called a corner clip, which essentially, like, anytime two walls or like a wall and a floor meet to a corner, there's very often like a seam, a very, very small seam that if you hit it at exactly the right angle, then you can just slip right through it. And Cappy's already done it a couple times and is not actually letting Mario through because Cappy's kind of a jerk. So I probably won't continue trying this for too much longer if it keeps being like this, but oh, there we go. All I had to do was say that I was going to stop.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Not too shabby.
And then, yeah, so you can just get up on top of the pyramid like this. And in a category, there are, like we mentioned before, you need 500 moons, right? So there are actually moons inside the inverted pyramid that we used to get because they were kind of fast. They were on the way. So you have to route different moons in, but the net total save, if you get it on the first try, ends up being like 30 seconds. So it's still very, very, like, worth.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure... I mean, when it was first routed in, you routed in moons and luncheon, right? Is that still the most optimal thing to do?
Still what I'm going to go for. The main reason being that one of the moons that we get in the pyramid is a 2D moon, and that matters. So among the 880 moons that are available in this game, 61 of them are rewards that Toadette gives you. And Toadette is like a little NPC at the end of the game. She waits in Princess Peach's castle, and she gives you moons for a bunch of arbitrary achievements. Things like... well, first of all, beating the game. She gives you one for that. Saving Princess Peach. That's one. Things like having bought a certain amount of souvenirs and hats. And even there's one for jumping 10,000 times. Like a bunch of really arbitrary stuff. But Darker Side was actually routed with those in mind, because when you get to Toadette, it's like an 8-second... basically just like a little 8-second dialogue before she spawns the moon in. And that's really, really fast. So we get about 31 moons that way, just talking to Toadette. So a lot of the routing in this category was based around the idea that you want to get the Toadette moons because they are very fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So yeah, in this category, you do get about half of the Toadette achievements. But the other half, the other half, the achievement is too slow to be replaced by... Or it's slow enough to be replaced by another moon in the route.
Yeah, and I mentioned the 2D moon, for example, mainly because if, like, some of these achievements we're, like, really, really well off on, like the bird achievement, there's one for catching birds, and I think we catch, like, 8 or 9 birds, but we only need 5, for example. But the achievement for the 2D moons is really tight. Like, if we miss one 2D moon, then we also miss out on the Toadette moon. So we're not just missing out on one, we're missing out on 2, right? So it's worth our while to pick another 2D moon, which is why we choose the ones in Luncheon.
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
I never even considered that when you were thinking about rerouting. Like, that never crossed my mind, like, about the 2D moon achievement.
Yeah.
So beating Harriet was part of the story, but skipping the inverted pyramid actually kind of created a sequence break in general, because there's a lot more that you're supposed to be doing in Sand before you actually fight Toadette. You're supposed to go up to the top of the tower and get that moon that you just saw me grab.
Yeah.
Then you're also supposed to go over into like an oasis on the right side, collect a bunch of moon shards, and then the door opens up to the inverted pyramid. But because we just kind of jumped right up to the top, we were able to skip all that.
Yep.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time just skipping everything.
Yeah, it really does.
And there was another way to skip, well, quote-unquote, skip the inverted pyramid. You still skipped the story stuff by clipping through the door at the bottom of the inverted pyramid,
Yes.
which was IP clip, and that was used before IP skip was discovered. But yeah, now we could just kind of skip the whole thing, instead of skipping the story before the inverted pyramid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Sand is one of the bigger kingdoms in the game too, so there is a little bit of story progression. So once we beat Harriet, we haven't really like saved the world here. It turns to night, and the game kind of leads you into this underground corridor where we're going to fight the actual boss of Sand Kingdom.
Yep.
So just a little bit of traversing. Honestly, one of my favorite things about this game, even it can be frustrating sometimes for sure with all of its like really technical tricks, but that's kind of what makes it a satisfying speed game, is the way that you can move in this game is very technical, and that you have so many different options. Very flashy game to play.
Yeah, the movement in this game is also what got me into it in the first place. Like,
Yeah,
I'd always...
same.
Yeah, I'd always wanted to speedrun something, and when this game came out and I played it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely doing this.
It's great. Like, the movement is just perfect in my opinion. Well, not perfect, but just good enough to like actually like, play a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon if you're like interested in some sort of like speed game, then Odyssey is a good game to like pick up first try.
For sure. It's
Yeah.
the definition of like easy to learn, difficult to master, I would say.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely.
You can get a really good time in like any category without any super hard tricks. But then
Yeah.
getting to the record level and like the high level in this game is extremely difficult.
Yeah, and I would even take a step further back from saying you can get a good time. I would even take a step further back and say it's just, different types of games can be intimidating to players who have never played them before. But I think that Odyssey is a very approachable platforming 3D game because of the mechanics that are built into it for safety. Like if you throw Cappy while you're in the air, your momentum just is fixed. Like you just kind of stop, which can help you a lot if you're like careening over the edge or something like that. Like there's a lot of ways to save yourself with what is given to you, which is very handy for new players. I think that it's definitely an easy game to beat just in general as well. So like if I make the joke sometimes that if I had my grandmother over and I gave her the controller and I told her she wasn't allowed to leave, she would have the game beat in probably like a 6 hour sitting. Like she doesn't even play video games, but she could probably do it. Like it's a very easy game.
Yes, that's very true.
Very easy casual game, pretty hard speed game.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that was the final boss, and pretty straightforward. It's kind of an auto-scroller, not a whole lot going on, but now that we're done that, we've achieved world peace, which I guess we can talk a little bit about as well. Before I leave this kingdom, though, I actually have to go talk to this little taxi guy. They're just having a little conversation. That'll be apparent why we do that a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
They show
so-
up later on.
Yeah. So as you were saying about world peace, basically, world peace is just like the quote-unquote final state of a kingdom when you complete the last objective in the main story. And I'm pretty sure you have to get world peace in order for the moon rocks that I was talking about to spawn in the first
You do,
place.
yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we are going to be getting world peace in a lot of kingdoms that we plan on revisiting. Just so we can have the opportunity to get more moons in those kingdoms in post-game.
That's right. Because the moon rock is basically like a portal at the end of the game that once you've beat the main storyline and achieved world peace in the kingdom that you're in, then that moon rock becomes available to be broken, and it opens up a whole new handful of moons that you can collect that were not there before. And a lot of them are very, very like easy, fast moons. Typically they're like sitting out in the middle of the open air for like no reason at all.
Yep.
So it's good to have those moon rocks open and broken so that when you revisit those kingdoms, you can you expand your moon pool essentially. And so part of that setup that we were talking about is opening or basically achieving world peace in all the kingdoms so that is possible.
Yeah. Also, you may have noticed that Dangerous did choose to go wooded first here, and I'm pretty sure that is to do with painting order, right?
It
Is
does,
that-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, at 2 points in this game, there's a fork in the road along the path, right? So at Lake and Wooded and Snow and Seaside, you can choose which kingdom you want to go to first, and which kingdom you go to on those selections actually determines, like, it messes with the painting order, right? And we're going to be using paintings in post-game to travel between kingdoms very quickly, so you want to go to, in Darker Side, I believe it's Wooded and Snow first.
Yep.
Yes, to set up the paintings for the fastest possible just route through post-game.
Yeah, the Snow and Seaside one doesn't matter at all. Like, you could pick either one, but it's faster to mash typically. Whereas the Wooded one actually only saves you a couple of seconds, and it's just to do with hint arts. But we're going to look at a hint art in Lake, and we can talk a little bit more about that when we get there.
All right,
But
yeah.
the first thing that I'm doing when I get to Wooded Kingdom is diving into the deep woods and taking care of some of this. You might think that this is a pretty slow place to be if you've ever played this game, and you're right. But because we need 500 moons, it does do us a little bit of good to just dive in here really quickly and grab a couple fast ones that are down here.
Yep. Let's get 5 quick ones and then go back up to Wooded Surface. And
Yep.
Aru was talking about a moon clip in Wooded Kingdom, and that's coming up right here as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Gonna be using this nut moon around the corner to clip through the wall and skip a gate, which saves around 8 seconds over opening the gate and waiting for the cutscene.
So just timing my backflip and a cap throw at the right time, and I just phase right through the wall.
Yeah.
See ya, Mario.
And yeah, this saves a lot more time in any percent in categories where you don't have to come back here for the most part. Or any category that doesn't really require you to go up the kingdom anymore in like later on. So World Peace kind of does that as well, but we just use it to skip the gate, which has a cutscene of its own, and also you need a capture afterwards. And yeah, so we save probably about 7 to 8 seconds by doing that in this way.
Yep.
Yes.
Now it was kind of scary because the Deep Woods is a thing in this kingdom, and we've already been there. We've already done everything we need to. We don't need to go there again. But the danger is always looming below us, and especially in the revisit, we are going to have to just be as careful as we possibly can to make sure not to fall in again.
Yeah, in some cases, actually in most cases, it's probably better to just try to die instead of falling into the Deep Woods again.
Yes, absolutely
Yeah.
it is.
100%.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm trying to set myself up for... There we go. A little flashy trick we like to call Flower Road Skip.
Yeah. Saves around 2 seconds if you do it first try.
Because obviously the game is flashing that little P switch at you, and it wants you to use it. Oops. Oh, nope. Of course.
Aw,
You hate to see it.
it's alright.
It's okay. You get to see Flower Road Skip again.
Hey!
Nice.
Oh boy. There we go, Dangerous. You're getting it together.
It's alright, movement in this game is really hard.
It could be pretty jank sometimes, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So just like Sand Kingdom, Wooded Kingdom is another kind of progressional kingdom, and at the top of this little tower that we're climbing right now is going to be another one of those brutal bosses to fight. But after that, we won't be done with Wooded Kingdom. We still have another boss to beat to achieve world peace here.
Yes.
Oh, we will be done with Wooded Kingdom this visit, though, right?
Yes. So we were talking about how the first visit is all about setup. Wooded is actually one kingdom we're going to forego world peace on in the first visit. And that's because the painting actually leads us very close to where the second boss fight happens. So by leaving it for later, we actually do save a little bit of time traversing the kingdom from bottom to top again. So after we beat Spirit, we're just going to leave, and we'll deal with world peace when we come back. Thankfully, we don't need to have achieved world peace like everywhere for all the moon rocks to start working. You just need like the localized world peace for the kingdom to open up the moon rocks, so we can leave the wooded one for later and still open up the moon rocks everywhere else, which is handy, because if it was the other way around, we'd be kind of hooped on our routing this way.
Yeah, that's interesting to think about how like the route would change if that were the case.
Yeah, there's like a lot of different possibilities if that happened. If that were to happen, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And all done with the first visit to Wooded. With that,
Alright.
Now
Gonna be
onto Lake.
Yep. Heading on
yes,
to-
Lake. World
In-
peace in Lake is pretty straightforward. This is a very small kingdom.
Yep. One story objective, just beat Rango, which is the boss in the kingdom. And in any percent, it's actually faster to not do the boss, but of course, since this is Darker Side and not any percent, we are going to be fighting the boss to set up for post-game stuff.
That's right. All about that world peace.
Yep.
First thing I'm going to do is just kind of come up here. Anybody who's watched a Super Mario Odyssey speedrun, you might actually recognize this little part of the game here. in behind this wall, there's like another one of those seams like I did with the IP skip. There's a seam that you can slip through here.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of cheat the game in that way, but we're going to go ahead and just not do that. It doesn't end up being faster because one of the moons that you get by doing that trick is the painting moon itself, and we're going to be coming through the painting later, so it doesn't actually do us any good.
Oh, that makes
true.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see, that's another thing I wondered, but I never like actually considered why it was slower and darker, because that makes a lot more sense, because it's still faster in dark side.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. It's just along the way, like when you come back.
yeah. Alright.
We're going to nab a couple fast moons. These all are moons that you usually get in any percent anyways, for the most part. We're just trying to basically get in and get out as fast as we can in late kingdom.
Yep.
So
Basically copying the non-late clip any percent route, except you grab a hint art at the end, right?
yes.
Yes,
That's
that's
right.
it.
Because this hint art does not appear until after you beat Rango, until you've achieved peace. So we need to beat Rango first.
Alright.
And then once we're done with that, we can go and take a look at our hint art and pick up one moon that we left. Because we are just short one still.
Yep.
Yes, and it's just along the way when you go to the hint art.
Yeah. Normally you would get that moon at the beginning of the kingdom, but since this hint art is here, it is faster to get it on the way back to the Odyssey from the hint art.
Right. And maybe we can explain hint arts a little bit here. So hint arts are moons themselves, because everything is a moon in this game. But the hint arts are like little pictures that are kind of like hints as to where a moon might be hiding. And of course, as speedrunners, we know where they all are. However, in this game, the hint arts are basically, they activate the moons as well. So they will not appear unless we have looked specifically at the picture. The game doesn't allow them to exist until the picture's been looked at. So we have to look at those pictures. And that's actually the reason that going to Wooded first is so important, because there's a hint art in Wooded as well, but it leads to a moon in Sand. Now, if we choose Wooded first, when we do our little painting chain later, Wooded comes before Sand in the painting chain, so it allows us to look at the painting in the second visit instead of the first, which is where all the time save comes from. And it's not a whole lot of time save. We're talking like 3 seconds, but it is
It's
something.
still faster.
Right. Now, every single category of this game has to come to this kingdom. It's kind of the little stop in the road where we first encounter Bowser. So, just got to take care of him. And like all the other boss fights in this game, it's pretty linear. There's not a whole lot of nuance or, randomness to these fights at all. Kind of just anticipating where his hat's going to show up and then using his hats against him to beat him up.
Yeah. There's a lot of small time savers in Cloud Kingdom, but there's nothing major. Like, basically, all he's doing is grabbing the hats as fast as possible and hitting Bowser to specific spaces so he jumps less around the arena, which saves small amounts of times overall. Small amounts of time, I should say.
Because the casual way to beat this fight also is to, like, stand back and let Bowser throw the hats at you. But we kind of have a strategy to just, like, pick up the hats as soon as he throws them.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Lost Kingdom. Oh, boy.
This
One's a
king,
doozy.
yeah, for sure. Lost Kingdom, especially revisits, can be absolute pain in longer categories and in shorter categories, honestly. So, starting off Lost with that jump right there called Moon Tree, basically, if you were to go, like, straight ahead, like the game wants you to, you would get Cappy stolen by a bird called Klepto. But you are just barely able to, well, not barely avoid the trigger, you are just barely able to get up on that higher ledge where Nintendo never expected you to get first and skip the Klepto trigger and keep Cappy for the entirety of Lost.
Kind of what we're trying to do in entirety when it comes to Darker Side. Or any category, I guess. We don't really want to get Kleptoed because then we have to go and get Cappy back. So it just so happens that when we do categories that aren't any percent, we might be using some death warps like this one to kind of maneuver around the kingdom as well. So we just have to be very careful no matter what we're doing that we don't set off Klepto. So that's what we're going to try and do most.
Yes.
All right.
Come down here. We're kind of just picking off a bunch of moons. This kingdom is really scary just in general because there's purple poison that's kind of hanging around all over the place. And this purple poison is instant death, which is good for all the death warps that we do here, but bad for well, basically everything else. So we just have to be very careful.
Yeah.
Very true.
One hit kill stuff when you're trying to go fast is almost never a good thing.
No, definitely.
Oh, that's a cool strat for that Tripedal cage.
Yeah.
It was definitely worth a shot.
Oh, did it not? Oh.
Ah.
I went a little bit too far, but that's okay.
All right.
Nice.
And going to use that checkpoint again to send us back to the top of the kingdom. It's a very good little vantage point in this kingdom to grab that checkpoint early so we can keep doing these little death warps.
Yeah, very small, very vertical kingdoms, so having a checkpoint at the very top is very useful to get pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. It was quite close in terms of like horizontal distance.
Yep.
Alright, and I'm going to set myself up for a trick here. This is absolutely the intended way to get this moon, for sure.
Yep.
Yes. 100%.
Nice.
Let's go.
That trick is quite a bit more finicky than he made it look there. It's a lot of stuff that can go wrong with that, but you know, just casually getting it first try.
Yep, no big deal, you know.
Yeah,
The casual strats for that moon are like, yeah, it's not even a fast moon if you had included it in say like L moons or something. I don't know. Like it's the casual way is not fun, but as flashy as that particular trick is, even doing that, the moon barely makes the cusp. So there obviously, if you have 880 moons and you need 500 of them to achieve darker side, there's going to be a cutoff point eventually, right? That's kind of how this category works. And we've basically determined that the slowest moons in this category don't take us any longer than like 19 or 20 seconds. So that moon is a 19-second moon by itself. So very, very barely makes the cut. And yeah, a lot of the routing has been around the Toadette moons for sure.
Yep.
But another big part of the routing has been, you know, how fast does it take to get from one moon to the next? And a lot of discoveries for this category in particular have a lot to do with like us finding out new ways to get from one moon to the next that might make it more viable than it was before.
Yeah, with so many movement options in this game, the route is bound to change quite a lot every now and then. Like, especially in the longer categories, like All Moons keeps getting a lot of reroutes recently because there's just so much movement options and there's so many new things that can be found.
Yep.
Oh, going for the fast cycle in City Hall here.
Oh yes. Very cool.
Might as well.
Nailing it, alright. That's a half a second time saver. Pretty difficult, you know.
I love how a lot of the really flashy stuff in this game is like, oh man, how much does that save? Oh, you know, 0.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even funnier in like any percent. Like you'll see Mitch, who's the current world record holder for this game, just go for something completely stupid. And you ask him how much it says, like, oh, 0.2. It's like, oh yeah, cool.
Of course. I mean, when you do all the 0.2 savers, it adds up eventually, right?
Yeah.
Even if it is ridiculous.
And with how optimized any percent is nowadays, you need pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this boss is like one of the few examples of RNG in this run, but there isn't actually that much RNG. Like aside from this boss and like maybe Goombas and Snows.
Yeah.
Yes.
In this particular category, we actually do go for some fishing moons, which have
yes.
a tendency to be really exciting and not, you know, the game is very good and fair. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Everyone loves fishing moons. Yeah. Oh, that's actually a really good Wiggler pattern.
Yeah,
Oh,
I do like.
Oh, that was hot.
It's a good one. No damage. All the shots in 6. It's good.
Lovely.
Might need new pants after that one.
Right. There we go, just like that. And Metro is probably like the most expansive kingdom when it comes to bonus content, I guess, like world peace content. You would think, oh wow, you just defeated the big nasty boss, like you've saved the city. That's world peace, right? Achieved. Yeah, okay. Turns out that's not good enough. Turns out this city has an exceptionally greedy mayor. So we're not done here. We obviously don't have enough moons to leave, so that's one big kind of caveat. But the other one is that she wants to throw a little party in your honor, and I guess she's going to get you to do all the legwork for said party.
Yeah.
So
No choice.
She wants to throw a party for you and just doesn't even bother to go and like get the people together herself. She makes you do all the work for her.
before we can leave, that's something we need to take care of as well.
Yep.
Yes.
And a lot of setup happens in this kingdom as well. So you saw me like plant a seed in the pot there. That's going to come in handy later. Those all grow into moons of their own in 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that too. Planted 2 of those so far, 1 in Sand and 1 in Metro, and on the revisit, since the game uses real time to determine, uses the system time to determine how much time has passed, by the time he revisits these kingdoms, those will have grown into moons. So,
Yes.
if the pot that you have to plant the seed in is close enough, then it's fast enough to be routed in.
That's right. The famous OTEP guy. OTEP?
Yeah.
And, if anybody who does know this game, you might be like, well, Dangerous, there was a really fast moon in that little pile of rubble right next to the basis. Like, are you drunk? Why didn't you get that one? Well, it turns out that when we open up those moon rocks we were talking about earlier, there are a bunch of moons that actually kind of appear in that island. And one of them requires us waiting around for a dog to kind of like sniff a moon out. So if we leave that rubbish moon for later, it actually kind of makes it faster and more worthwhile to revisit that island. So,
Yep.
We'll be back. Don't worry. It's all in the revisits. It's all in the plan.
Yes. And Danger's planted another seed here as well, so there's 2 in Metro.
Yep.
Just ready for you just to open up and get really quick moons.
All right. Just some quick movement here along the way to another moon for world peace. Grabbing a moon there and then getting this hin art as well,
Yes.
which leads you back to lake.
There we go. Wall jumps don't work sometimes. It's one of the amazing properties of this video game.
Yeah, this is
Brilliant.
awesome game, you know? Alright. So, I believe that was the last, that was the last musician for World Peace, but saving the city and getting a band together still is not enough for Pauline.
Now is when she conveniently brings up the fact that her sewers are full of gunk. So now we have to go. We have to go and clean them.
Yep.
You know, this is the actual final boss of this kingdom, which is great. It's just a bunch of gunk in the sewers. So we're gonna go take care of that.
Corruption.
Don't we all love corrupt leaders? Alright, anyways, let's just... Mario. We're playing a Mario game, I don't know where that's coming from. Okay, let's get back to the gameplay going on here.
We defeated the corruption. Don't have to worry anymore, guys.
Yeah,
Everything's
there's
fine.
still
Yay.
gunk all over the floor, but that magically disappears during a cutscene, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And I can't read Chinese. I don't know about anybody who's watching, but Pauline kind of breaks it to us that the reason that she wanted us to clear the sewers out is so that she could restore power to the city so that we could throw the festival. So it was all just an elaborate ruse to set up the festival that she was talking about this entire time. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen. And to her credit, it is a pretty flashy festival, so.
True.
Yes. With some good music as well.
Alright, so yeah. And now we are back in the city hall, somehow. Don't know how that happened. And now there's a festival going on, so that's cool.
Yep.
Not sure how Pauline managed that, but it's alright.
Was able to squeeze it out of the remainder of the city funds, so.
Alright.
And this festival is probably like the flashiest display of the whole 2D element of this game. And it's definitely like one of the most like satisfying parts of the run for me, I think.
Yeah. It's just a lot of fun to run through. The music's good, gameplay's pretty fun. It's probably the most fun 2D section in general.
Yes, and there's also a throwback to Donkey Kong at the end, like the NES game.
Ah, yes, the true final boss of Metro Kingdom.
Yes.
We figured it out.
Yeah, there we go. It's like
There we go.
it's like 3 or so tries, but I think we got it this time.
I even fell in the oil barrel there for nostalgia purposes. So.
Yes, of course.
So mostly just some slick 2D platforming that we got to do here. It's all on a cycle, so if I was better at the video game today, then you would basically see me be able to like cruise through this without taking as much damage as I currently am. But now we have to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
Yeah, but we're okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
And now, finally, for throwing our own festival and getting our own band together and clearing our own power supply, now Pauline is like, okay, here you go. Have
Yep.
this.
Alright, so now we have achieved world peace in Metro. Only took like 10 minutes-ish. But yeah, it's
Yeah, you
definitely
know.
the longest world peace in the game. Most like amount of objectives needed.
Yep.
Yes.
And as fun as Metro is, we're actually not done yet. We need to go and take a little detour, and you might recognize this guy from Sand Kingdom earlier. This is our little tourist friend, and by talking to him in Sand, he actually initiated a little bit of a world tour of his own. So he's going to be kind of following us around this entire video game, and every time we talk to him, every time we see him, he'll give us a power moon of his own. So talking to him in Sand was very important because otherwise his journey would not have started. And talking to him now is important because then, he'll appear in the next spot that we see him. So
Correct.
Alright, so next up is Snow, right?
that's right.
Yes.
Yes.
And Snow is another kingdom where like world peace is supposed to take really long. You're supposed to go into 4 separate sub areas and like collect a ton of different moons to get through barriers that block you from the final world peace objective. But there is a cool trick where you can clip through a wall to skip directly to the end of the Snow world peace segment. So we are going to be seeing that here in a bit, but we're going to be grabbing a couple moons first.
It's not enough distance dangers. Yep, I saw that coming.
Oh. That's alright.
Just a little bonkies.
Yep, grabbing that checkpoint for later as
Yeah.
well.
There's a lot of subtle setup to do in this kingdom, like looking at the hint art there, but
Yep.
we're not going to be spending too much time in here.
Yep. Okay. Then we're gonna go shopping for a moon here. And as Dangerous mentioned, you cannot buy duplicate moons in this category. In post-game, the game does allow you to buy extra moons from the shop, which is how you get to 999 moons for like max moon count, whereas there's only 880 unique ones. But there is a separate category for getting to Darker Side with dupe moons called Darker Side dupes, but that is not what we're going to be doing today.
Yeah.
Tends to make the run a little bit more interesting if we can include like individual moons rather than just buying them all in bulk at the end.
True.
Yeah.
All right, so talking about moon clips, here's another one right here for you. Basically use that moon to just clip through the wall and right into the barrier to allow us to skip all of those other kind of on the way moons, all the story moons in between. This serves two purposes. The first one is that we get world peace out of the way really fast. We break the sequence. We don't need to like watch all the cutscenes and open up all the barriers and stuff, which is really handy. But the second thing is that when we open up that moon rock that we were talking about in Snow Kingdom, it actually adds another moon to each of those like corridor rooms.
Yes.
So by leaving them for later, we actually increase the value of those rooms. So
Yep.
Hmm.
And also, like, a small thing is that in some of the rooms, like, the main moons in the barrier rooms are actually faster. Because in one of the rooms, you're supposed to fight Rango, which was the boss from Lake. He was supposed to come back in snow. But by coming back to that room after you already did the main story, the moon is just spawned, and you don't have to do the Rango fight.
yep, just sitting there. We're lucky it doesn't like crash the game or anything, but
Yeah.
right.
And-
This here is the Bound Bowl. We're gonna go ahead and just bounce around the track. If you guys want to get a guess in, sometimes in my chat I like to do a little like guessing game to see if you guys can guess what the time is. If somebody gets it exactly right, I'll gift a sub to this here Fastest First channel. And it might seem weird, especially because we break the sequence. You're like, why is this fun and happy, bouncy game the achievement for world peace? And the story here is that Bowser basically left this or left all of his little barriers there, blocking the Shivarians from allowing to do this, which is kind of their tradition, their festival. So Bowser's kind of an asshole. Or sorry, am I allowed to say that? Butthole. He's kind of a butthole.
Quit swearing, no.
In my children's video game, I can't believe it. 5347, by the way.
Ah. Kind of a big jerk. There we go. That's
exactly. That was my second guess. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he leaves a bunch of barriers. That's what the hallways are supposed to be for, is to open up those barriers, and then they celebrate by doing this race. But they're also celebrating the fact that you're a wizard and can clip through the walls too. So
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
now you might realize that we're not quite there on moons yet. We're still 3 short. So we just need to do a little bit of moon collecting on the outside here as a result. But because we've achieved world peace here, we can just there's a bunch of moons that open themselves up after the fact. So we're just going to help ourselves to those, basically. Well, we're going to try anyway.
Bunny rabbit. Yep.
There we go. Yep.
Yep. And
Took us
then
a while, but
then we got the fishing moon that you were talking about earlier.
yeah, it's the first of our fishing moons.
Great moon, this is
Fun and fair game as always.
riveting.
Oh, you actually got first try there. Okay, cool.
We do like first
Nice.
bite. So that moon by itself is, I mean, if you get first bite on all of them, it's pretty fast. But also, one of the Toadette achievements at the end is to have gotten 3 fishing moons. So by doing 3 of them, we get another one for free, which even if you do get slow fishing moons, kind of adds to their value because you get a 4th one for the price of 3, essentially.
Yep.
Same thing goes for slots. The slots moons themselves are actually slower than 20 seconds. However, when you combine all 3 of them together, you get another Toadette moon on top, and it kind of reduces the average time of all of them together, right? So it's very handy.
Yep. Alright, so now on to Seaside Kingdom. This is similar to Snow. There are actually 4 objectives that you need to complete before you can do the final thing to finish off World Peace. However, in this kingdom, we do not have a way to skip the 4 main objectives, so you do actually have to get those moons.
Yeah.
Whereas with Snow, you could just do that moon clip.
Mostly because this kingdom is a giant sandbox, so it's all kind of happening in tandem together. There's not a whole lot that you could really do to like clip into anything, you know what I mean? Like there's no way to really skip what we need to accomplish here. In fact, the boss fight itself takes place directly in this kingdom as well. So
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, it moves around a lot, like around like the beach.
Yep. Alright, so we're gonna be spawning that moon and then just kind of leaving it there.
yeah. I just wanted to use the rocket flower mostly just to get over here. Like
Yeah, you know.
that moon's not really important. Actually, like traversing the water to get over to that moon takes about 20 minutes, so we're gonna leave it there. It's not important.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about it. That moon, it's just too slow to make the cut. It's just kind of...
Yeah. Instead, we're gonna come up here, and we're gonna take care of these little pillars. And the other seal, that first seal was there. The second seal is actually just right on top of this lighthouse. This is not how you're supposed to get up here, by the way. There's like an underwater cavern that leads up to here, but
That's slow.
it's slow. We don't need to do that.
Very slow.
We don't need to bother ourselves with that, so
Yep.
we'll just fly up. And we're gonna grab. Nope, just kidding. We're gonna leave that there.
Yep, I was about to say the same thing. Yeah, it's still moon's still not important enough. Just
Yeah.
it's okay.
It actually has a gravitational field that, you know, propels Mario away from it. So I couldn't grab it even if I wanted to.
Of course.
Oh yes.
Now we're gonna grab this little gushy boy again. He's our very good friend, and he's gonna come on a little adventure with us as we traverse this kind of cliff side.
Yeah.
Now, he has an interesting property where every time we collect a moon or a checkpoint or land in the water, he's going to refill his water. So it's important for us to kind of like strategically place him so we don't lose him.
Oh yeah. And also, now that you mentioned that, you're gonna see Dangers leave the Gushin pretty far away from this next moon here. Basically, if you leave the Gushin within like too close of a radius of the story moon, grabbing the story moon will despawn the Gushin.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's gonna leave it pretty far away as he grabs this moon.
So I did say that like grabbing moons can help refill the water, but the Gushin is actually allergic to story moons, so we have to be very careful there. But that checkpoint was there and like conveniently for us for a reason, so that we could refill our water there.
Yeah.
Pretty nice and Nintendo to consider us, you know? Yep, also grabbing that moon with the Gushin as opposed to just with Mario to refill the water again.
Yeah.
Same thing with this next moon here.
And this is going to give us the last of our water that we need before we pull a Super Mario World Yoshi and ground pound him into oblivion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so awesome. You just gone.
Gone.
Gone. After all we've been through, just
After
gone.
all we've been through. Poor guy.
Sad.
All right, so that was the last seal that we needed. So we have angered our Octo Dad over here. His name is, and I kid you not, Brigadier Mollusk Linseer III Dauphin of Bablaine, and he's very angry. So we need to cool him off, as you can see.
Yep. And that name still has me laughing, dude. Like, why? And finally.
Okay, so triggering the boss fight, you know, disarmed the gravitational field, so we're finally able to grab that moon.
Yes.
Yay.
Turns out that leaving it there is actually the fastest thing that you can do because we kind of have to wait for Brigadier Malscleancer, the third defendable blade, to go all the way around the lighthouse anyways. So we can just grab it while we're waiting for him to circle around. That's the fastest thing we can do.
And also, Dangerous has been doing some pretty specific movement here, so that after he hits the boss for the second time, it's gonna just go straight into the wall here for a quick third ground pound. That's called Seaside Boss Clip.
Yeah.
Yep. And I don't know why this happens, but the game gets kind of confused if you know where the boss is going. So, like, he just kind of clips into the hot spring instead of going all the way around, and it just happens to be the fastest thing to do. So.
Yep.
And that's World Peace and Seaside.
It's like that. That was pretty clean, actually.
Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. Curvis big brain. Alright, and with that, we are done with our first visit of Seaside as well. You'll notice that, so before post-game, pretty much every kingdom in this category, we're just going to be doing World Peace plus a couple of extra things and then just leaving and coming back for more stuff later.
Exactly. Yeah, we're not really going out of our way to collect as much as we can. We're not like trying to pack our bags with moons on our first visit because a lot of the moons can be a lot easier chained together once we have a bigger pool to pull from, essentially. So we're staying as close to the minimum amount as we possibly can so that, yeah, the later game, the post game, is more of like a collect-a-thon, essentially.
Yeah, post game is going to breeze by.
Yeah. Like, I mentioned like 20 seconds per moon is kind of the average, but that also factors in things like, you know, the story moons and all of the moons that are in the early part of the game that are longer than that. So when we get into the post game, it's going to be easy breezy.
Yep.
We're going to be going very fast.
Post game categories are really fun in this game just because, like, when you only run any percent like I did for a while, you get used to like pretty slow overall gameplay. Like, not you going slow, but just tons of cutscenes, tons of stuff that you have to wait for. But when you get to this game in a category like Darker Side, it's just basically back-to-back gameplay throughout the entire kingdom that you're going through.
Yeah, very minimal breaks.
Yep.
In all moons, you kind of get a little bit of lulls, but that usually comes from moons that are slow by nature. Things like having to jump farm. Like I mentioned, there's a Toadette moon that takes 10,000 jumps. You don't jump 10,000 times in 7 hours, spoiler alert, so you actually need to like find a spot to farm jumps. So you spend 7 minutes shaking your controller, which is really fun.
Yeah, dude, I love it when it's already hot in my room because of my PC, and then I have to actually do physical activity as well. I like die when I get to Snow 2 in an all moons run, dude. Like, it almost makes me want to quit when I get there.
It's like the predecessor to Ring Fit Adventure.
That was some slick movement, Dangers. I'm really proud of you. All right.
Yeah, pretty awesome bonk there. Intentional, of course. Just RNG minute for later. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
At least got the instant capture on the pen, bro.
Oh yeah.
I live for those instant captures. So you'll notice that we're actually not doing a whole lot of moon collecting here. We've gotten one timer challenge, and then we've just gotten story moons. And Luncheon is another large kingdom with several steps to its progression. So we're basically just looking to kind of initiate the first part of that as fast as we can. We'll collect a couple fast moons along the way, but yeah, this is another two-parter, I guess, when it comes to multi-moons.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Luncheon has a lot of total story moons overall as well. Like, I think it's seems like 9 total if you count multi-moons as 3. Oop.
I think you're right.
Some more RNG manip. Once again.
Yep, I'm just continuing that RNG manip until it works in our favor. Yep,
All right.
there we go.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Bit of spaghetti going on, but you know, it's alright.
This room always like when I started this category, this room used to scare me a lot because
Oh yeah.
This room sucks. It's actually
does.
optimal in any percent now too.
now it is. Yep. In fact, it was thought to be optimal in any percent at the very beginning. But
Yeah,
it
it
ended
was
up being
replaced by force,
room.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That movement behind the mountain was always scary for me when I first learned the game.
Yeah, it still is for me.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Same.
Just had to slow it right down, you know.
Yep. No, or they don't replace forks with that room in any percent. Basically in any percent, now it's faster to skip the Spirit boss fight.
That also means skipping all the other story moons as well because
Correct.
it does go in sequence, so you need to
Yeah.
replace it with other things.
So yeah, then the 4 moons that you got with story moons are now replaced with other stuff. At very, very top level any percent. I think I know of 4 runners that go for it in runs overall.
All right. So grabbing that checkpoint was very important. We're gonna basically work backwards through this kingdom now.
Here's a moon I always forget exists until I watch speedruns.
Yeah.
It's just there.
It's hiding in a door, you know.
So forgettable.
Yeah. Like, you don't even have to do anything super special to get it, it's just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting for you to finally notice the door. Here we are gonna be.
Handle.
Alright, yep.
Yes.
All right. That was some movement.
Interesting. Okay, yep.
That counts
That
for
works.
something.
This launcher has been so weird. There's been so many like Monka-ass movement moments, but there hasn't been anything like catastrophically wrong yet.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah. In luncheon, it's very easy for something stupid to go wrong. There's a lot of weird movement things.
Yeah, as well as like lava, which can like really hurt you if you fail.
Yep. Okay.
Like that, yeah. That was mostly just me not knowing what movement to do there, because I, you know, it's been a hot minute. We'll say that.
Alright. I mean, you're still playing pretty well though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't deny that. We're doing okay still.
Yep.
Okay, now there is a way to do this upcoming moon without capturing this guy. You can kind of like get him to shoot his fireballs at you instead of capturing him and shooting them yourself. But one of Toadette's achievements is capturing 40 different things.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was a good aim. Dangerous. Let's try that again.
That's okay. That's okay.
Never seen that happen before.
Yeah. That
Classic marathon strats.
Okay. All right.
There we go. Second tries the charm.
Nice.
I do love that movement, just in
Right.
general.
Yeah.
Ganon Slayer in the chat, very famed Koopa freerunning master.
I held Luncheon Kingdom world record for Koopa freerunning on 2 separate occasions, and the way you do that movement in Luncheon in freerunning is definitely not something you want to do in
No.
RTA run.
No.
So we gotta simplify it a little bit.
Yeah, I get pretty close to it when I do longer categories though. You know, like I'm pretty consistent at like going pretty fast there, but not all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No like slope vaults or anything like that in
Yeah.
RTA.
Slot vault is
Crazy.
free anyways, so
Yeah.
it's definitely not worth the risk.
Right. So this is Cookatiel, and despite, you know, my admiration for birds, this is probably my least favorite bird actually in the entire world.
Yeah, I mean I can agree with you there. That boss fight went very smoothly though.
Yeah, we actually didn't have very many problems there.
Yeah.
The
Sometimes-
hitboxes are notoriously bad, like notoriously bad. But
Like-
we worked around that. It was okay.
Yeah, Wiggler, Mecha Wiggler, which you saw in Metro and Cookatiel, have some interesting hitboxes, I will say.
Mm-hmm. Especially Mecha Wiggler.
Yeah.
Like, you think you're hitting it, but you're just way off.
All right. Well, that was our Luncheon Kingdom, and we're out of here.
Mm-hmm. Now it's ruined.
And
Big
of course,
dragon.
we'll be back. But
Ooh. Alright. So yeah, Ruined Kingdom is basically a 3-minute auto-scroller, except do you get the Chess Moon in Darker?
we
Yeah.
do.
Okay, so yeah, we are going to be grabbing one extra moon before heading up to the Ruined boss fight. Something straight out of Dark Souls that, like, basically... Like, I have no clue why they put a realistic dragon in a Mario game, but you know what? I'm not complaining.
Neither.
Yep. And another unavoidable kingdom, kind of like Cloud Kingdom.
Yep.
But in this case, we are going to take a little bit of a detour and just go under here. There is a moon hiding in a chest right at the beginning for us.
Yep. And at least, unlike Cloud, you at least get some moons out of the boss fight in this case.
Yes.
Cloud is basically worthless in any category that isn't all moons and Honda. It's just a minute and a half of basically nothing.
Yeah, true.
Our boy Captain Toad is here to save the day as well.
Yep.
Very important.
Giving him some nice spins with Cappy. Yeah, I guess we haven't really mentioned coin hin arts that much. Though
Yeah.
for coin hin arts, you don't actually have to look at anything in the game because basically, what Nintendo did is they released those using the news tab on your Switch, and they would give you the hin art through there. But you don't actually have to look at the news tab like things in order for the coin hin arts to be there.
Yeah, because
And they're
the
convenient.
news tab is not really part of the game. They also shared them on Twitter. So if
Oh,
you didn't
yeah.
even know about the news tab, you could be following Nintendo's Twitter and they would have told you as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I remember being so excited when they released the first one because I thought it was going to be moons, and I was like, oh, it's 200 coins.
Which, you know, to be fair, as an all moons runner, I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, yeah. It definitely benefited the longer categories where coins are important.
And Darker Side does take advantage of Toadette's 1,000 coin achievement, because there is one of those. However, this category is pretty generous on the coins, so it's not like 100% necessary for us to get this Toad achievement, or this Toad hint art right now, but also this boss is an auto-scroller, so
Yep.
we don't need to worry about losing time or anything.
I'm having flashbacks to Chaos Pringle missing like 310 in Darker by 7 coins.
Oh,
Or
man, yeah.
311.
Oh, no.
I forget which one it was. I remember he was laughing like so hard when he looked at the achievement list.
Oh, my god.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't have to worry about coins in this unless you're extremely careless, but you really should try to get at least a couple of coins like along the way.
You can squeeze by without getting that hint art, but it's pretty close if you don't. Like, if you do get it, it's a landslide. You're fine, but
Yep.
the coins are pretty generous otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
We used to run this game on 1.0 for a lot of categories, and 1.0 actually does have a Darker Side exclusive trick called the
Frog skip.
Frog skip.
Yes.
And that, obviously, if you're playing on 1.0, you didn't get the hint arts because it was an updated version of the game. So you would have to go out of your way for some extra coins. But also 1.3, just like every other main board category, is the optimal version, mainly because the game kind of hyperclocks the loads.
Yep.
And that bypasses all of the tricks. Even in a category like Darker Side, like the frog skip, I think saves like 2.5 to 3 minutes overall, but still, over the entire course of the 3 hours, you still save time with loads. So
Yep.
it's pretty easy.
Yeah, Nintendo just like decided to release a boost mode for the Switch, just like basically without telling anyone, and then people messed around on 1.3 and they're like, oh my god, the game loads so fast. And then that just kind of turned into it being faster in every mainboard category. like even any percent now is done on 1.3, even though there's like 45 seconds of tricks in any percent on 1.0. The loads still save over 45 seconds in any percent alone.
Crazy to think.
I know.
I'm happy though, because it kind of like, it's funny because the moment that happened was actually an event called Pace, which was like the first ever speedrunning like competitive live event that of its kind. And so the top competing Super Mario Odyssey speedrunners were all in the same place at when this update dropped, and we all kind of just like had a party. We really like just losing our minds over this.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know why I remember so many things about Chaos. I remember Chaos Sprinkle was sad though. Like when he found out it was faster, he was just kind of sitting there for a while. He's like, man, because you know you put so many hours into those tricks to get them at a top level, and they're just kind of gone. But at the same time, it was a net positive because it did even the playing field, because now you didn't have to factory reset your Switch to get to the most optimal version.
Very good. It's definitely much more accessible to like get more into the top level.
Yeah. Also,
like,
Danger's
going out of your way.
Yeah, Danger's doing some really cool shards movement there. That's very difficult. Kind of just breezed over that, but yeah, that movement for the shards is really hard.
Yeah, it's pretty high level.
Yeah, it was pretty recently discovered in the grand scheme of things, but it's kind of old now, even though the trick is called new shards.
Yeah. Oh, lol. The hardest part of that entire sequence, by the way, is just diving over to that platform, as you can see.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes.
Now, Bowser's Kingdom is pretty cool on its first visit because we were talking about dram strats. There are actually a few dram strats in Bowser's Kingdom. We had one right at the beginning where I like left a bird up on top of the roof and then grabbed a moon and like warped right back up. But there's another one coming up right here.
Yep, and another one after that.
Exactly. Oh yeah. So ledges are my friend.
Oh,
in case you haven't
dude,
noticed.
yeah. Bonks are rampant in this kingdom.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's Bowser Dram.
Yeah.
Second
definitely
one,
no
and then there's
bonk
the third one, actually, right on this island as well.
I'm pretty sure this one's called Valodram.
Yeah, Valu was the one who did kind of conceive this one, so.
Yeah. Really cool trick, honestly. One of my favorite tricks in the game to do and watch.
Yes.
So there's another one of those moons that spawn down here, but instead of having a cutscene, it kind of just like materializes on its own. So while we're waiting for that to happen, we come back up here. We can throw Cappy like right next to this and shake at the right time. And I don't know if I got it actually. I might have been too slow. Oh no, we're good.
Nice. Alright. Still got it with the wall slide.
Nice.
And now we got to do these fights. So we haven't seen these guys since like the beginning of the game, essentially. It's kind of interesting to watch that, like, when you first face off against these guys, it feels like their rewards for beating them slowly deteriorates over time. Like, when you fight Topper, he actually grants you access to an entire new kingdom. When you fight Harriet and Rango and Spewart the first time, they all give you multi-moons. And then by the end of the game, you get a single moon for beating two of them together.
Yep. And not to mention that the Topper fight is actually... I mean, both fights are harder than the original ones.
Yeah, for sure.
It's harder variants of the ones that gave you more stuff.
But, of course, no real problem for someone who may or may not have played this game for over 3,000 hours.
Hey, you know, I'm not even gonna say my IR account, dude. I'm not.
It's a lot, that's
Yeah,
for sure. I couldn't actually tell you for sure because I don't have my main speedrunning account like linked to a Nintendo profile, but it's probably almost 4,000 or something like that.
Let me just say I had 2,700 before 1.0, before I downgraded to 1.0. Then I downgraded, reset my hours, and now I'm up to 2,000 again. So
Yeah. That's
Gaming.
yeah, because Koopa free running in addition,
Yes.
8%
I'm
never.
grinding that.
Yeah, I used to play Koopa free running for upwards of 12 hours a day, so that was not very healthy.
No.
Ooh, okay.
Got a bit of a weird bounce there, but it worked out for us. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked a little low on the crates, but still managed to get in there with only breaking one.
Oh, come on, game. The
Aww.
classic, dude.
Blind jump. It's
Mhm.
unfortunate, but it's not that bad in the grand scheme of things. Just
Could be worse.
yeah, quick death. There's a
Yeah.
checkpoint pretty nearby. Alright, now you have a way more forgiving camera angle.
Yes.
Nice.
Instacut? No. Oh yeah. Go hit those.
Yeah. I love that movement because Mario's just kind of floating in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
He's just like, see ya, loser.
Get the little action shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of maximizing our moon count right here while we're traversing our way up Bowser's Kingdom. So
Yeah, Bowser's has a lot of moons available pre-piece. And like,
Yeah.
okay.
but they're all kind of out of the way. So
Yeah,
But-
that's true.
if you do know where they are, then yeah, you can kind of get them on your way up, including one that we're going to be looking to get right here. Usually, if you watch speedruns of this game, they ditch the Pokio and they like start rolling down this way, but we're actually going to keep him. We're going to watch his little waddly feats, and we're going to do a strat that if I get, it saves 20 whole minutes. So
Come on.
fast Timpani Neo Poke Ram, let's
Activity
go.
Neo Poke Tram Pog. I love that strat name.
Let's go.
It's a great strat name. Alright, so we just saved about 3 years right there. It's pretty awesome.
I kind of lowballed on the 20 minutes, to be honest. So
Yeah.
funny thing is, Timpani came up with that because he knew that Neo hated everything being called Dram, so he named it that.
Nice. I mean, isn't that why Drem was like named Drem in the first place? Because Drem was like, I don't want this strat to be named after me, so then people named it Drem.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. Also, kind of flying through the Mecha Brutal fight right now. It is constantly trying to throw you off, and we're doing everything we can to stay on top.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you've played this game casually, you know that this fight does not go nearly as fast as this. The game wants you to like grab one of the bird captures and poke some of the bombs back at his legs, and then once you've done that, you can climb on eventually and you can poke the bubbles. And yeah, we just kind of forget that that exists.
Nice. Okay. That's a really fast mech, like super casually.
That's clean.
Was clean.
And that is world peace for Bowser's, if you can call it that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is world peace, but you have to do the Mecha Brutal fight. Like, you have to do world peace and Bowser's to leave the kingdom, so.
There is
Yeah.
no proceeding past to this kingdom without achieving world peace. There are a couple kingdoms in the game like that, like Cap Kingdom and Lost Kingdom and Cascade, but
Yeah.
Bowser's definitively comes with a boss fight as well, and there's just no avoiding the boss fight. I
Yep.
forgot to mention it earlier when we entered the kingdom, but there is a moon count for you to leave every single kingdom. This game is leading you to believe that this is the last place you're going to go, because I mean it's Bowser's Castle, right? But in typical new Mario fashion, they do a little debate and they reveal the actual final location after you've already done everything. So
Yep.
we do need 8 moons to leave this kingdom.
And we got 18. So.
We got plenty. If you
Got
collect nothing but story moons, you will be too short though. So you need to collect 2 along the way at least.
Yeah. The game does not show you that you need a certain amount of moons to leave the kingdom until after you beat Mecha Brutal.
That's right.
Yes.
And then after this, we are heading to the quote-unquote final destination of the game. I mean, of the main game, this is the final destination.
Yes.
But as you mentioned, since we were running Darker Side, there are more bonus kingdoms that get unlocked when you collect 250 and 500 moons, respectively.
And beating the game actually unlocks a kingdom of its own, and that's Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh yeah, that too. Of course.
But there's not a whole lot of like progression involved with Mushroom Kingdom. It kind of just exists. So
Yeah, it's just a cool post-game kingdom.
totally.
It's got a nice like vibe to it. It's like no music, just the atmosphere of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And also the best capture in the game, Yoshi.
Oh, I
Okay.
love Yoshi.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a good capture. I'm glad that the mechanics for that capture are perfect in every way.
Yeah.
The sarcasm is so high right now.
Through the roof.
Ah,
So Moon Kingdom, as you can tell, is very floaty and slow. And, you know, coming back here, we are going to come back here, but you're going to see why when we get here again. But because it's so floaty and slow, we're going to try and nab as many moons along the way as we can and not leave ourselves with a whole lot of like, okay, where's my cat bounce? Hello.
what?
Not really leave ourselves with a whole lot of cleanup to do later on. So that's why we're kind of
Wait.
traversing from this direction.
I'm confused. Why didn't you get a cat bounce? Did you,
I
like-
think the game hates me.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, did you misinput there? Were you not holding Y? Like, what is going on? That
I
made
have no idea.
sense.
I'm just as confused as you.
I've never
Insane.
seen that ever.
Well,
This
that's
is,
Odyssey
this is another
moment.
one of those, yeah, good old Odyssey moments.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll just have to do the long jump way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now
Right.
you get a cat bounce.
Yeah, my long jump of shame. That's okay.
It's alright.
We're gonna use these rocket flowers here to. Perhaps the only good part of Moon Kingdom in its entirety is the
Yeah.
rocket flowers.
Very true.
Alright. And a cool little trick that was found on day one here called Moonskip. You are supposed to go through a very long section in the game called the Moon Cave, which you can see the exit of right there. He just went by it. But yeah, you can basically do a 90-degree wall jump on that wall in a very specific spot for some reason. Almost feels like it was intended.
And they haven't patched it out or anything, so.
That's true. Like, I feel like they meant for that to happen. Like, why is it just like that one spot? Like, I can only think of a couple others in the game where you can do a 90-degree wall jump like that.
We're going to enter through the top here because just so happens there's another little moon waiting for us right here.
It's a little quickie. Alright.
Mhm.
And finally, after, you know, Cappy betrayed us on our way here, we've arrived at kind of the grand climax of the game. Our final showdown with Bowser. And, okay, well, that never happened either. But okay.
That's interesting.
A pretty good sign that my inputs are not working today, but that's fine.
It's alright. It's again
How it
small
goes.
small time loss, nothing.
Yeah, nothing huge. So this cloud fight, or did I? Wait a second. Did I? I think I just proved my own point that I was about to make. This moon fight is basically the same as the cloud fight, except in between the phases, he's going to do a very scary fire sequence where he's spitting fire, you know, as Bowser do.
And the hitbox is very awesome. It's very accurate to what is shown on the screen as well, which is why you can roll over it.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, to be honest.
Yeah.
You can just roll straight through the fire, pretty much. Yep, like that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's basically a ground scan, so it's just looking to see if you're standing on the ground while it passes, and if you're not, then you're safe.
Yep.
Now, of course, beating up Bowser is never enough in Mario games these days, so apparently punching him enough times has made the moon decide to explode, so we have to get out of here as fast as we can. And of course, this game is all about captures, so we capture Bowser. And honestly, I kind of saw this coming right from the beginning, but I was so stoked when I finally saw it kind of be realized.
Oh, yeah.
And now we go through an escape sequence. And if you played this game casually, there is a 2D section coming up in this escape sequence that has a pretty cool little like jump skip that you can do. But I'm gonna see if I can just like not go in there because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know, who would like 2D is lame.
Yeah, who would
Get with the times, Nintendo.
Yeah.
2D is so like 1980s.
Okay. So let's try that again.
Mhm.
Oh, what? Okay, one more try. One more
Dude.
try. For the people.
Ooh.
Oh, it doesn't want to do it. All right, never mind.
Aw, dude,
Ah.
the fact that you can get that close that consistently is crazy. That is so insanely hard. Like, I can't describe. That trick is so dumb. There are like little seams that stick out of the edge of the platform there. Like the edge of the 2D section that you can barely stand on with Bowser.
Yeah, you can kind of see how it works. Like when we were entering that 2D section, you could see that the platforms were falling away. So basically, every single one of those platforms is a chunk, and you can kind of stand on the tops of those chunks if you're standing in the right place. And yeah, traversing them is very difficult because there's barely a foothold there.
Yeah, it's like a, yeah, it's very, very precise.
Didn't you get it in like your GDQ run though?
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
remember which showcase it was. Was it the GDQ one?
it was the GDQ hotfix, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah, maybe it
That
was.
was insane.
It's like third try. You know?
Yeah,
Alright.
I really can't overstate how hard that trick is. For reference, like it saves 7 seconds if you get it on the first try, but world record holders in the any percent category don't go for it because it's not very consistent. So,
Yeah.
but it's a fun one to show off anyways. So I always like to try and go for it.
Yep.
Mhm.
And mentioning any percent while we got a couple of cutscenes coming up here, I guess it's worth it to mention that recently any percent was beaten in under 58 minutes for the first time, which is just absolutely crazy.
Incredible.
There were
Ridiculous.
people, you know, in the very first year of the game that claimed that sub-hour was going to be impossible forever, and it was just not even feasible to consider the idea. And now we've brought it down below 2 minutes, like faster than that. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mitch coming in with the 57-54 like 2 days ago. I'm so glad I got to watch that live because I missed the 58 live by like 2 minutes because I was sleeping.
Yeah, we watched that together in VC as well.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah.
All right, and yeah,
So, arguably now is when this category really begins. Not to say
Mhm.
that what we have done so far is not important, because it is, but it was all set up leading to this moment. Essentially, we've entered the post game now. There is going to be a real lack of cutscenes now. The only cutscenes that are going to really happen are when we have to complete world peace for Wooded Kingdom, which we still haven't done, and the one you're watching now, essentially. Otherwise, it's a collectathon from this point on. We're going to be traversing all of the kingdoms as fast as we possibly can using the painting chains in between, and things are going to be flying really fast now.
like you may notice that we're around halfway through the run and we only have 147 moons and we need 500. So that should put into perspective how fast the post game is going to be.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Seed. You're amazing. I love you forever. Yeah, this is great.
Yep. Oh, wow.
You know, Mario, you're many things: a doctor, a plumber, a mechanic, but you're not a gardener. I'm sorry. All right. Now, talking to this Toad is also very important. He's kind of looking for Princess Peach because we saved her, but it seems she's gone on a vacation. So talking to that Toad kind of starts Princess Peach's vacation, and that's very handy because everywhere we see Princess Peach, she's going to give us a power moon as a reward for saying hi. So
Mhm.
Dude, this room is so satisfying. Oh, the fast tile grabs.
Yeah.
So you might not even notice what's going on right here because he's going so fast, but basically while he's doing all these other things, he just ground pounded 8 loose tiles around the room. And that does spawn another moon.
lucky for me, they're always in the same place. So
Oh, dude, imagine if they weren't. Why'd you put that thought in my head? That's so
Oh
bad.
no. Oh no.
That would be disgusting.
that would honestly be the worst.
Yeah.
So, quick little jaunt through Mushroom. We had to do a little bit of setup again. Like I said, the seeds and getting Princess Peach on her little journey. So, but now the painting chain begins, and this is kind of the worst of it. Is just that little warping cutscene.
Yep.
But aside
Mhm.
from that, like we don't really have any more cutscenes from now until Wooded. So it's going to be very, very fast movement. You're going to see all of the setup that we've done up to this point kind of come together now. like grabbing checkpoints and planting seeds and all that kind of stuff, it's all going to start making sense why we did it all.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, you just talked about grabbing checkpoints, and, you know, you just warped to one there. You might have noticed him grab that checkpoint in Snow 1 before entering Shiveria, and yeah, it's, as you can see, it just all comes together here. And Nintendo is generous enough with the timer on this Notes Moon, where you can literally just talk to Captain Toad in the middle of it, get another moon along the way, while still having enough time to get down and get the rest of the notes.
And that's going to be a lot of what this post game is about, is kind of piecing together everything. We're going to try and combo things together as best as we can. There's going to be a lot of things where we're specifically doing one thing while doing another.
All right. So, yeah.
So that's our first moon rock that we were talking about.
Yep, and as you saw on the map, all of those X's are moon spots, like, that were spawned by the moon rock.
Yes.
It showed up the map, and you could see there are a lot of additional moons spawned in postgame now, and that is the main reason why postgame goes so fast, is because of moon rock moons. Because
Yeah,
they
like
kind of just
one,
be
for example.
Yeah, they're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
They're just out in the middle of, out in the open, you know.
Oh, we already have this one, don't we? Dude, I'm getting all mixed up with my all moons routes.
That's alright, that's alright.
No need for fishing. We already have to do enough fishing as it is. We don't need to do another one.
Fishing, snow fishing twice, oh boy.
Oh no.
So a lot of the moons that spawned in are actually in this outside portion, so we're kind of just swimming around, bopping around, grabbing some of these moons as they're hanging about. Thanks also to the raid from Focus Site coming into this to the stream.
Yeah. Well,
Much love.
Welcome. Alright. So yeah, Dangerous here is going to be unplugging this this vent here on his way to the timer challenge here, and you're going to see why that's useful in just a second. Got to take a quick detour to grab this moon by the Odyssey, though. This is another one of those moons that's just there. It's just there.
Literally just hanging in the air.
Yeah, right next to the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the long jump. Okay, that was swanky. That was some nice movement there.
Oh, nice.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that long jump before.
Using that gust to get your basically propel yourself up and over to where you need to be there.
Yeah, that was really sick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, you were just talking about Princess Peach, and here is our first Peach Moon. All of the main kingdoms now have a Peach Moon in them because you talked to Toad and Mushroom there. Starting off a little side quest. And it's very useful because the Peach Moons tend to be near other moons. Like, they tend to be in the general vicinity of where we want to go anyways. So they're just like quick little dialogue moons.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned before, these little hallways, before they would house a story moon and then a secret moon. This moon that I'm ground pounding is a secret moon, but because we've hit the moon rocks, they also spawn in an extra moon on top of that. So the one that was like in the middle of that like stairway gusty puzzle challenge, I guess, that one wasn't there before. So we're optimizing these rooms by leaving them for later.
Yep.
Yeah. It saves some time, just like doing it all in one fell swoop, rather than going back there to get the extra moons. Yeah.
Yup. Alright. Oh yeah, and another thing to mention is, because the barrier's already broken there, the cutscene that normally plays of the thing sliding over after that also doesn't play, so that's an additional little time save. Because normally, you have to go through these 4 hallways to get to the Bound area, and when you get one of the main story moons, it shows one of the barriers sliding over. But because we already did Bound Bowl, everything opened up, so those cutscenes are not there.
Yeah.
And I also...
A little bit of time save.
Right. And I also mentioned earlier, yeah, the Rango's just not here anymore as well. The moon's just kind of sitting there.
Rango turned into a little lump in the ground.
that's him, dude. No.
Yeah.
Do you remember Rango? This is him now. Do you feel old yet?
No. Unfortunate.
Sad.
We're gonna do one more room, and there are 4 hallways, but it just so turns out that like the 3rd hallway is the slowest of them all, which is funny because it's one that we do in any percent. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
the 3rd moon that spawns in there is actually also probably the slowest additional moon. You need to like stack up a bunch of Goombas all at once and basically traverse through platforming as a Goomba, so it's not really the fastest thing you can do. So we actually just leave that room completely. But we are going to do all the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And also here, you're normally supposed to grab moon shards to spawn
The
this.
shards, yeah.
Once again, it's already spawned because you did the sequence break earlier with.
Yeah. I'm a little bit surprised that the Gusty room, the Blowy Joey room, doesn't have that same thing where like the moon is just sitting there. You actually still have to get rid of all the spinies for some reason. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Guess Nintendo just kind of added it there and then figured they didn't have to for the rest or something. I mean, in the 4th hallway that you didn't skip, that moon is already just sitting there normally. Or in the 4th
Yeah.
hallway that you did skip, I mean.
all right, so we're back here again. So get your guesses in for the Bound Bowl.
Yes,
Hmm.
definitely. Nice.
All right. And now we're done with Snow Kingdom. And in order to leave Snow Kingdom, we got to find ourselves the next loop in the painting chain, which is up here. And usually you have to use one of those blowy Joey guys
Yep.
to blow a stairwell over here, but okay, well,
funny trick.
there we go. 3rd try's the charm.
All right, not bad.
Nice.
You can kind of just do that and abuse the wall and make it up into that painting instead. So
Yeah.
I got it on the 3rd try, which still saves us a little bit of time. So not too bad.
Yep.
And next stop is Cascade. I think Cascade's probably one of my favorite Darker Kingdoms.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
very, very quick, very, very speedy. We do a couple really fun. Actually, I think we only do one sub area in this category, but
Yep.
it making it fast is pretty fun, pretty cool to look at. So
Yeah.
Definitely. And you saw Dangerous break a rock there instead of going straight for Dino Skip. There is a ground pound moon underneath that rock, and we're going to be coming back for that later. Alright. Yeah.
break
as
up with
you-
the moon rock.
Yep, getting our 2nd moon rock. And as you were saying, I really enjoy Cascade in pretty much every post-game category as well. Like, Cascade 2 is almost always just a really good split in every category.
Yeah.
It's a lot of really fast moons, really cool movement, and it's there's a lot to like about it.
Totally.
Yeah. Nice and simple.
Okay, random 100%'s an exception.
Yeah, true.
Oh yes.
Coin grind.
Also collecting that big chain chunk for getting
Oh.
captures for the Toadette moon as well.
Oh yeah, forgot to mention that. Oh, this sub area is so satisfying.
Yeah. Just the movement.
Not going for the cloud boost, wow.
The effect underneath your feet.
Dude. This sub area done like perfectly is absolutely crazy. I mean, that's how it is with most sub areas though. There's some really dumb
Yeah.
strats in like BTT stuff.
Oh, dangers. Okay, we'll try that again.
Oh, okay, well at least
Aw.
you spawn right there.
Spawn it again, so we get to watch it again. Ready? Round
Yeah.
2.
Round 2.
I'm just gonna do this.
Okay. I mean, that's fair, yeah. Less risky.
Yes.
Run dangers.
oh.
All right. Listen up, bud.
Oh. This is just certified Mario moment, honestly. This isn't something super uncommon.
Classic Mario meltdown.
Yep. Sometimes even like the simplest of things can just become impossible for no reason.
True.
I mean, I'm not calling this movement simple either. It's not exactly the easiest.
Yeah.
All right.
Make our way in here. Hopefully I can bounce on this Goomba. Yep, heck him.
Hey, Colin, dude. He was just chilling there. He
That's
wasn't
okay.
even walking towards you.
His friend
Okay.
got revenge. so
Yeah,
it's
there's
okay.
the revenge. You killed him too. Okay. I mean, at least that
Wow.
one kind of deserved it, but you know, the other one, maybe he was just mad about you killing his friend, man.
Probably.
Ruthless.
Wow.
We're upcoming on a Chain Chomp Moon here that I really don't understand a lot of the time, so hopefully it works out in my favor today.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You just kind of have to aim for the corner of the fossil wall. Oh wait, you do that? You do it with the second chain shot?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's an interesting strat. I've never seen anyone do that actually.
Shout out to Value for that one.
Oh wow, okay, that's a valid strat.
And it actually is a little bit faster because you don't have to wait for the first one to get out of the way if you know where you're aiming.
Oh right, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Value is a very big brain runner. Value, the current world record holder of this category, for anybody who's curious, they're kind of just, I call them like a 3D Mario prodigy. They seem to have a knack for it in a way that I've not really seen any other person be able to. He had the world record in any percent very early on in this game's life. And yeah, he currently holds the darker side world record.
Yeah, and he's very good at pretty much every 3D Mario game, as you're saying.
Yeah.
He's good at Galaxy, in particular.
Especially Galaxy.
Yeah. Alright. Some quick moons here.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm pretty sure we are finally going to be heading back for that ground pound moon. If you die, is the rock still despawned?
No, it's still there.
Uh,
Or I mean, it's cleared away.
okay, yeah, it's cleared away. Alright. So yeah. He broke that rock at the very beginning of Cascade 2, and he's going up to Dino Skip, is what I was trying to mention.
Otherwise, we'd have to capture the dino and like break the rock while we're standing there, and then uncapture and then recapture. So, getting that rock out of the way is pretty handy.
Luckily, that rolling rock went well there. Sometimes that moon can be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny is certainly a word.
Yeah. I mean, I have no other word to describe looking at.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Yep.
All right, this dino's booty is getting right in the way, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Alright. Okay. And hey, it's our tourist friend again.
Here he is. This is the second stop on his journey, I suppose. So, very convenient that he's just kind of chilling in Cascade with us.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of chilling in Cascade, there's just this moon here. Don't know
Yep.
why the moon's here.
Funny
Like,
enough, that one is not a moon rock moon. That one exists before
Yep.
you open the moon rocks.
It's literally just there. I had a friend over like the day this game came out after school, and I remember like I saw that moon, I just started laughing. I can
You just vibe in there.
remember just laughing at that moon being there in the first place. Oh yeah, that's a good point. How did they taxi to Cascade Kingdom?
I mean, how did they
Yeah.
taxi to the moon? That's what I want to know.
True.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
man.
spoiler alert.
Wow.
Shoot is what I meant to
Spoilers,
say.
Colin, no.
You guys can go home. You know how this run ends. People leave.
Leave, yeah. That's obviously the last thing we do in this run is taxi to the moon.
Just a moon hiding in a waterfall. Nothing, weird about that at all.
All right. And into Bowser's revisit here.
Yeah.
Bowser's Kingdom is a very, very big kingdom, and the moons are a lot less spread out now. Well, I mean, not yet, once you hit the moon rock.
Yes, yes.
A couple of things we gotta do first, though, including some really cool movement.
I'm gonna go in here and grab this little treasure chest.
Yep. And the movement I was talking about is coming up right here.
So we can utilize a trick called vectoring, which basically is changing the trajectory of Mario's fall or jump in the air makes him pick up speed and therefore go farther. So if we're curving in the air as we're falling or as we're jumping, then we can maximize our speed and our distance. And that's how we're able to make that jump from basically all the way across the kingdom.
Yeah. For some reason, just moving Mario diagonally while in the air just completely makes him go farther.
Yeah.
No clue why, that's just how the physics of the game work. Quick little hint art check there. You got a lot of speed going into the water there. That was weird.
Yeah, I love doing
That's
that.
Yeah. I haven't seen that before, actually.
I love how when like the environment likes to freeze when you pick up moons, but the koi fish are just still vibing.
Yep. Just
Yes.
chilling.
That's a nice movement.
Now, this kingdom is a pretty like linear one. It reminds me of Galaxy in a way, where like in order to get from one part of the kingdom to the next, you're separated by these wires. Like think instead of like the launch stars, you've got the wires instead.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
I mean, is
is this
this
savable?
This is fine. This is fine.
Oh wait. Okay. That.
Wait, you barked? That was weird. Okay.
Oh,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
interesting. Okay.
Mario?
That was definitely a Mario moment.
Yeah.
Super Mario Odyssey, everyone.
Let's try that again.
That's a really cool backup.
Yeah.
That's not one you get to see very often, so that's a little extra for free for you guys.
You're very welcome. Take this wire up. These bunnies are probably the most infuriating ones to catch in the entire run. It doesn't look like it when I do it, but like if you don't get the runs on them like as fast as you possibly can, then they basically start hopping all over the roof, and it's a bad time for everybody.
Yep. Luckily, that spin throw there allows you to hit the bunny and slow him down pretty quickly. So, but if you happen to miss that bunny, like you said, it is probably the worst thing in the game. It's just so dumb.
Yeah.
Dangerous knowing the exact ground pound location of that moon. Awesome.
See if I can set up the fast strats for this timer challenge. Not really, but this will do.
Good enough.
Good
Still
enough.
Still really fast.
Still quite good, yeah.
And the pipe slurp for good luck too.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
speedy. Yeah, this sub area is probably one of the longest sub areas in the game to do casually. Like,
yeah,
if
but
you
then
do-
you're gonna watch this and you're gonna be like, well, okay, well.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe you're not gonna do that actually. You're gonna just say dangerous here.
Oh.
This is why you be a casual, all right? Because you don't do risky stuff like this. All right, take two. It's all about the take twos.
Got
Yes,
it.
yes.
We got it this time. It's okay.
Oh, those spikes stayed a lot longer than I was expecting.
Interesting.
Hmm.
All right. Well, yeah, you can just kind of jump it up in that moon. You're not supposed to be able, but you can. Or I think you kind of were supposed to be able to, but that's not how you're supposed to do the sub area.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Where do I go now? I think it's here.
Trying
to remember.
You go to shop.
Oh yeah, I guess I could do. It doesn't matter as long as we do.
Yeah, you could go
one
to
or the
shop
other.
after this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was running Dark Side yesterday, and I remember that this route is pretty much identical to Dark Side here.
Yeah.
So,
It's quite similar. Up to a certain point.
yeah. Like at this stage in Bowser's, it's pretty much identical to the Dark Side route.
Yes.
Not sure if this is gonna work. We're gonna try anyways. Nope.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Trick Jump Mastermind. Let's go.
Let's go.
Saves.
Probably could have still made the jump across with a homing capper, but that would have been kind of dumb.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. That's such a sick strat. Oh, okay. Barely missing like the super fast thing for that, but still.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean,
that strat's really cool.
pretty darn close, so I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lot of warping. Like I mentioned, it's kind of a very separate kingdom, so each of the pieces is very separate from all the others. So there's a lot of warping to be done in this kingdom. And on this little souvenir island, we're literally getting 2 moons, and that's it. We just get Princess Peach, who is, very nicely dressed today.
Yeah.
Interesting little note is that that's the only appearance of fire flowers in the game, and also the only appearance of booze in the game. Is in her
Nice.
outfit there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
another thing I never really thought about. I didn't even pay attention to her outfit. I didn't even notice there were fireflowers on it until you mentioned it.
I guess the rocket flowers are there. They're kind of the same thing, but not really.
Yeah, not really.
Oh yeah.
Right, there's a Burbs in the chat. He's kind of being a doofus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Eskimo fact of the day with Danger.
Where am I going? Here.
Yeah, that's. I can't spell. There we go. Trying to type Beaver Derp and I cannot spell. It's okay. Be right back. Yeah, Bibberb.
Bibberb.
Okay. Alright, yep, and we're gonna be grabbing one last moon here before leaving for Seaside Kingdom, correct?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Just need that one. There's another Notes Moon kind of sitting on the other platform, but that one's really slow.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
And we are off to Seaside.
Mm-hmm. It's a relatively long post-game segment.
Yeah, considering some of the other ones, you're right. I would say that it's one of the snoozier ones though. At the same time, I feel like there's not a whole lot of fancy, flashy stuff in this one. So
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of how I feel about Seaside in general. Or at least how I did casually. And in speedruns, there's not that much insanely cool stuff. It's kind of a really big, mainly empty kingdom, except there's lots of stuff underwater.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, Fish Club. It's quite cool.
Yeah, for speedruns, Fish Club is sick, yeah.
Yes.
Pretty sure that is in Darker as well, right?
Yes.
Alright.
And it gets used the same way it does in any percent. So.
Yep. In all moons, there's some really cool extra Fish Club movement.
Yeah.
I like to think of Darker Side, Seaside being split up into 2 parts. You've got the above water section, which is mostly the first visit, and then the underwater section, which is the second.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Yeah, we're just getting a couple extra things above water before going under.
I'm just timing my dive onto this little thing so that we can get this here, and that also just leaves Glidon right here, catch this rabbit right here. Darker Side is all about trying to combine things together in the most optimal way you can.
Yes.
Diving straight onto the bunny. I've also
Didn't
seen
even
people...
see it coming.
Yep, I've also seen people ground pound that bunny, but that seems more like animal abuse than a dive, so, it's probably better to just stick with the dive for now.
Totally.
Yeah, true.
Alright.
This 2D section can be a bit of an issue for some people.
Yeah. I feel called out even though you weren't talking about me.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not just some people. I'm pretty sure it's all people because
Yeah.
True. The underwater maze is a bit of a doozy.
Mm-hmm.
right. That actually went not so bad.
Hey, all right.
Thanks.
We got those green shells going, which is a little scary, but that's okay.
Yeah, you got all the shells going, dude. The red one's up there too.
Yeah.
Damage.
I realized I made a little bit of a routing mistake, so we're gonna warp here. Doing things out of order, but that's okay.
Oh. Did you forget something?
I'm supposed to do this part first.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And we can get some birds in the chat. So a lot of the moons that we're going to be getting in the post game, most of the kingdoms have a bird that flies around the kingdom, and usually that bird is flying on a cycle. So whenever I ask for birds, it's probably because we need to be fast. Otherwise, we're going to miss our little bird friend. Here he is right here. The one in Wooded is probably the most like nail-biting, anxiety-inducing bird in the whole run. So
Oh, yeah.
definitely get some love in the chat during that one.
Yeah, you get a ton of stuff in Wooded, like during the bird cycle before you actually. What was I gonna say? Before you get the bird, yeah. You get a lot of stuff during the cycle time on your way to where the bird is gonna be.
All right. So this is what we mean by the underwater section mostly, because we're going to be using this fish to get just about everywhere.
Yep.
And all along the way, grabbing these checkpoints and stuff. Checkpoints is another one of Toadette's achievements. So while it's like, I think we need 40, and there's a lot of checkpoints in this game that you kind of just accidentally stumble upon. So we don't really have to worry too much about missing checkpoints, but also kind of just have another thing to keep in mind.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ditching the old fish for a new one.
Friendship ended with old fish.
Typical narrative.
Yeah, just uses them until he doesn't need them anymore, and then just ditches them.
Rude,
Which is-
honestly.
Yeah, which is something you shouldn't do, by the way. Just
Yeah.
for anyone wondering, you probably shouldn't replicate that in the real world, but
No, it's the Mario world. Anything goes here.
It's fine.
alright, and now here's Fish Clip, which we were talking about earlier.
One of my favorite tricks.
Honestly, extremely easy to do. Like, if you're getting into speedrunning this game, this is probably like the first quote-unquote speedrunning trick that you could learn pretty easily, with the exception of like maybe Dino Skip and like the Moon Cave Skip. I would say that
Yeah.
those three tricks together are probably like the most useful ones. What's the best way to do this? Probably just go here.
Alright.
Alright, so we're gonna go pick up where we left off over here. It's a little routing technical difficulties, I suppose.
Yep, that's alright though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now you probably recognize these moons from any percent. We're just following along with the any percent route for a second here.
Yeah.
These moons are very quick in succession, as you would imagine, with
Yes.
them being 90%.
But instead of going to the left, we're actually going to go to the right. And I'm pointing my camera down on purpose because we're going to try and do a camera manip for this Ely boy. Usually he guards this tunnel, but by pointing the camera down, he can't see us, so we're able to sneak in and out without taking any damage.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird little like tidbit of information for this game. I don't know why it is like this, probably for memory purposes, but the game follows the mantra that if it's not on the screen, it doesn't exist. That is true of platforms, it's true of enemies, it's true of moons as well. Like if you go to dive in the location of where a moon is, but you haven't let it sit on the screen long enough, then you can actually just dive directly through them, which is kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so that's how we're able to manipulate that that enemy into not coming out of his cubby hole. And you'll see a little bit of that when we get into Sand Kingdom as well. I'm going to try and explain as best as I can some of the things that's going on in that kingdom. The camera plays a very important role there.
Yeah. All right. And now we're back in Wooded to finally finish up World Peace here
Mm-hmm.
after a couple of quick moons. Yeah, as Dangerous said earlier, the painting here puts you really close to the second boss fight.
Yep.
For Wooded, so it's more optimal to just finish up World Peace and Wooded revisit here.
Yes, that's true.
You can see that that painting is basically right at the top where this little target practice section is here. Instead of basically traversing your way all the way from the bottom of the kingdom where the Odyssey is up this way, we can kind of just plop ourselves right here.
Very true.
Dude, I hate that targets practice thing so much. I always lose so much time to it.
Yeah, the bombs are another piece of RNG in this game, so timing your shots well can sometimes be a little tricky.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, and now we are going into the secret flower field to fight the final boss of Wooded Kingdom, which is Torque Drift. Torque Drift is probably the easiest boss in the game, in my opinion.
I think you're probably right, yeah.
It's really straightforward.
Now, like all the other bosses, it's a pretty linear progression. There's not a whole lot to this fight that can be manipulated to make him go faster or RNG to make it interesting. However, there is one mechanic that you can kind of utilize to speed up the fight, and it's something that the community has very affectionately recalled a speeding up boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so you can see that now he is supercharged, and when I jump, he's jumping very far. And when he lands on the ground, he's not stopping. All of that was manipulated through me jumping in a certain way. It's a little hard to explain, but just making it a little bit easier to traverse around the boss arena while the fight is going on so that we can finish it a little bit faster. Usually when you capture these guys, if you jump, they'll probably jump like half the distance they are right now, and they'll also like land on the ground and they'll stop for a second, so much faster to do this.
Yep. And just like that, we are done with Torque Drift.
Yeah.
And now we have achieved world peace 2 hours later.
A new PB. Let's go.
Let's go.
New world peace world record. What?
How?
How? I even got like another like 100 extra moons on top of it. Get on my
Yo.
level.
202.17. Awesome world peace time. Right?
Awesome tool.
That's not even like that's not even like the right timing for it, but you know it's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine. I'm sure they'll allow it.
Yeah.
So now that we've saved Wooded Kingdom and it's all bright and cheery and sunny, we can finally go on our moon collecting escapades.
Yep. Starting off with basically the any percent beginning of Wooded here.
Yep, basically every kingdom or every category of this game does these 2 moons exactly this way.
Yep. And you even go to shop here in Darker, which is also done in any percent, and actually a lot of other categories except all moons and Honda.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of going left, we're going to go right because our moon rock is here.
Yep.
And look at that hint art that we were talking about before.
All right. Now we are warping to.
Is this right? Dude, I don't remember where I'm going. I just warped again for no reason. Oh yeah, okay, I know where I'm going. Sorry,
No,
miscalculating.
It's fine.
fine.
You don't normally have to commentate while you're doing the run too, so it's a lot of extra stuff to remember.
Yeah.
We're on our way. So we're grabbing that moon. That moon is actually one you're supposed to get. I'm pretty sure with Glidon.
Yeah, I don't even know how you're supposed to get that moon. Also, yeah, that moon right there that you broke with the box, I'm pretty sure that you broke with the Sherm. I'm pretty sure that's the intended way you're supposed to get that moon, but I never realized that casually.
Yeah,
and
I
used
definitely
that.
got that with Glidon too.
I got it with Glidon, yeah. I didn't even know you could do that until I watched the Darker Run. Good
Alright,
thought,
we're
never.
gonna do a pretty fun little jump right here.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
Basically utilize that vectoring mechanic that we were talking about before to and the rocket flowers in junction
Nice.
to make it all the way across.
Nice. Yeah, so getting that checkpoint as well, because being high in this kingdom is also quite useful, similar to like how Lost is.
Yes.
Yes.
And that is a very handy checkpoint to have, so.
Mm-hmm.
Provides access to a lot of the areas in the kingdom.
Yeah.
Alright. Goomba Love Moon, that's another one of those moons that has a Toadette achievement attached to it. And a lot of them are pretty quick as well, so we're going to make sure that we grab enough of those.
Yup. How many do you need for the achievement? Is it like 3, 5?
I think it's 3.
Okay.
Alright, grab this moon that's in this little tunnel here.
Yep. Then head straight back out.
Head back out, yep. And into this very infamous little sub-area here.
Flooded pipeway.
All my homies hate Flood Pipeway.
Yeah.
So this room has a rising and falling water cycle, as well as like the fuzzies are on a cycle too. So it doesn't really matter how fast you do this room, as long as you just do it properly.
Yep.
Which we didn't manage to have any problems there, but
Yeah.
now definitely going to need your bird energy in the chat, because
Oh, it's bird cycle.
this is the checkpoint. This is where the cycle begins. So
I cannot type version 2. Okay.
this bird has probably the biggest like loop out of all the birds. So we found out that by doing this combination of things, we basically set ourselves up to meet the bird exactly at the right time that he flies by.
Yup. And there is a lot of stuff that he's going to be doing on this road with where the bird's going to be. Oh, that movement to that moon that's sick. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit
That's-
better when you don't stub your toe, but you know, I'll
That's-
take it.
Alright, yeah. That's another example that I haven't seen before.
Just a friendly reminder to keep in your head that all of this is happening while the bird is flying through the kingdom. So we are basically racing against the clock here.
Yep.
Yes.
Should still be good enough to make the cycle right now.
Yeah. Mario's got his game face on, so that's always a good sign.
And normally, for me, I would just wait for the bird here, but if you're fast and a gamer like Dangers, you can actually get this timer challenge as well, while still being able to make the bird cycle.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try for something that I probably shouldn't.
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh.
Okay, well, we did get the moon, so...
Yes. Oh, dude, stop scaring me.
Oh my god.
Don't worry about it, guys. It's okay. I know I'm a professional. All right, I'm a doctor.
Oh.
Yes.
All right,
We
but this is
trust
kind
you.
of scary because it's like hanging over the edge. But remember where we said that Deep Woods is hiding right behind us or right below us in Deep Woods? Yeah, that's that was definitely a scare. So I have lost many a darker side run to falling in the Deep Woods there. So
The fact that you landed on that single, like, crumbling platform, that scared me so bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was all over, dude.
gotta keep you all on the edge of your seat, you know.
Yeah, had me on edge, dude.
Woke me up a bit. Alright.
I love this sub area too. When you do, there's like a remake in Darkside. So Darkside does a bunch of like these moon pipe sub areas, but gives them a twist. Usually the twist is you're either Yoshi or you have your hat stolen. Darkside gives this like a hat stolen version, and you kind of have to like traverse your way back and get the bonsai bill to break this without being able to capture it, I guess. That's probably one of my favorite sub areas. We don't get to see it because it's in Darkside, and Darkside's slow, but
Yep.
It's
It's a really fun area, though. You're right.
Mm-hmm. It's quite challenging for the casual player.
Yeah. I mean, it's also quite challenging when you're trying to go fast as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, that spin pal was sick. Did you have to throw Cappy again, or did he just go on there?
No, I had to throw Cappy.
Okay, I was gonna say, that would be like double sick. Another spin pound from the sky.
Love those.
Oh, and a ledge grab strat to get up there fast. See,
Yep.
I'm glad I didn't watch the whole Darker record now.
Yeah.
Showing off some really cool stuff.
And on our way over to Sand Kingdom, finally.
Nice.
Alright.
I like Sand in Darker Side. I think Sand is probably one of my favorite, like, if I have to do post-game in a kingdom, Sand Kingdom's probably one of my favorites.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's got some, like, a lot of nice moves.
Wow, first try Doomman from that angle.
Not as easy as it looks. You basically have to use the rumble feature in your controller to figure out where it is.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I'm just a gamer. Don't worry about it.
just too good at the game. This man cannot be stopped. Nice rabbit crab as well.
While his
Right.
friends look on in horror.
As their friend poofs out of existence. Just completely gone. Okay, so yeah, you saw Dangerous activate the dog there, and he is going to be keeping the camera on the dog here because the dog only moves towards the moon that you need to sniff out of the ground when the camera's on the dog, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to be keeping the camera there for a while as he's going through the movement here.
All the while, so these dogs, they typically go and they sniff out a spot. In some of the other kingdoms, like Metro, you're going to see later. Oh, that's dangerous. You're missing something. In Metro, you're going to see later, the dog will sniff out a spot that is not a moon. But in Sand, I think Sand is kind of like here's the dog tutorial, because the very first spot is the moon. So we just hit the dog goes off on its journey to find the moon, and as long as you've got the camera on them, like I said, the camera is kind of the important factor, because if it's not on camera, it doesn't exist. That includes the dog. Schrodinger's dog, basically. So we got to keep the camera on him for him to continue his journey.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was an interesting value dive. Okay.
Ah,
Okay.
seems optimal to me. Don't know about you.
Yep.
God jump coming in there. Awesome.
Awesome.
I did it.
Actually nuts. Yeah, and here's another one of those Goomba moons you were talking about. Oh, okay. Missing the cycle.
Goombas don't know how to climb the stairs. That's okay. Oh, please don't get me. Please don't get me. Please don't get me.
You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. It's okay.
He was chasing me.
I know.
I wasn't about it.
I like how the bullet bill is like slightly faster than the platform too, so like slowly catching up to you over time.
That's scary.
I'm gonna see if I can do this thing that I saw Valor do. Oh yeah, look at that.
Wow. Have you never practiced that? You just kind of did it?
I remember it because it was like what we used to do in any percent like centuries ago, but
Oh, okay, yeah.
Huh.
and another thing that was kind of touring around, I kind of messed it up because I missed the Goomba cycle, but there's also a bird flying around this poison oasis here, and he is on a cycle as well, as long as he's on camera.
Yep. Oh wait, the bird only moves when he's on camera in this case as well? Or...
That one does, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh, that's interesting.
So we're gonna have to just do that. Oh, Jackson, are you okay?
Oh, Jack's having a bit of a...
Kind of vibrating, dude.
I have to get that one checked out.
A bit amped, isn't it?
He's just so pumped for this insane showcase right now.
Yeah.
Alright.
So this is another one of those really good examples of like trying to stack everything together. Like there's a moon sitting just in the middle of the oasis for no reason, and there's also the bird, and then there's also the timer challenge, and you can use Jaxie to get all three of them within the same kind of time span.
Yeah. I like how you went so fast with the timer challenge that you only got Cappy back like right when you're next to the cactus already. That's alright.
And then reunite Jaxie with his little friend here,
Aw.
and we just leave him there.
I mean, yeah, he can have fun with his friend. It's
Yeah.
And we've arrived at our second fishing moon of the game, which is great. I love this one. It's my favorite one.
Oh boy.
Great fun.
So I've had issues with this one in the past where like you'll put your fishing line directly in front of the big fish's face and he'll ignore it.
Oh
Luckily,
yeah.
that didn't happen today.
Yeah, so for lake fishing, there's always the funny where the fish gets stuck against the wall.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a way to back that up, but I don't know the backup. So anytime I run like anything that has that moon, I want to die in the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the game.
Yes.
Yeah, if he's against the wall, you kind of have to like, because he won't see the bobber if it's past like an invisible wall within the pool, so you kind of have to like, nudge it into his face a little bit. Yeah, it's really awkward.
It's really dumb, yeah.
Sand Kingdom, I like Sand Kingdom in this category because it's all about cycles. Like when I talked to the Music Toad earlier, I had to catch a bird before I talked to the Music Toad because he was flying around the kingdom. And then there's also like the bird cycle in the Oasis, and then there's this cycle. Basically, as soon as I popped out of that warp, these bullet bills are on a little timer, and if I beat this Notes Moon in just the right way,
Good.
I can do this.
Nice. That's such a cool
Nice.
shit.
Let's go.
Alright. Yeah, you're flying through the Sand Kingdom right now.
Yeah, my Sand
Yeah.
2's been pretty decent, not gonna lie.
Alright. Stopping by Princess Peach again. Grabbing
She's
another-
vibing.
Yep, just chilling on top of the inverted pyramid. That must be a great view, honestly.
It's the view I have when I'm trying to do IP skip.
Oh yeah.
These little creepers. I don't know if Toadette has an achievement for the creeper moons as well. It wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe.
There are quite a few of those.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Once again, I mean, you're not really reuniting Jaxie with anyone now. You're just kind of sticking him up here.
Yep. This time, however, we are gonna continue with him on our journey.
Yep,
We're gonna-
just you know, fall off a giant ledge.
Little known fact is that yes, you can do that.
Yep.
Now this moon here, you're gonna notice it's a different color. That's because it's the wooded Hintart moon that we found
Yes.
earlier.
Yep.
The whole reason it was important for us to choose wooded first is so that we could look at that Hintart in the second visit. It all kind of pieces together in terms
Yeah.
of like setup, I guess.
You may have also noticed we grabbed one of the Hinart moons in Cascade 2 as well, and that was the Lake Kingdom Hinart, so it was
Yep.
the color of a Lake Kingdom Power Moon.
And likewise, when we were in Seaside, there was a luncheon colored moon. Same deal.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Alright. Heading into the Bullet Bill Maze sub-area now. The fast routes of the sub-area are really cool.
I think it's just funny that like this is possible.
Yeah, you can just
Yeah.
go up sub-area.
Just omit everything.
Casually, this was a super fun sub-area, and then now... I thought like the speedrun stress would be really cool stuff with the Bullet Bill, but no, you can kind of just...
You kind of just go over the top.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
just go over everything.
They
Might
even
as well.
put like a coin stack up there as well, so the game definitely was like, oh, I'm doing this wrong, but that's okay. There is a cool strat you can do here where you can kind of like skip inside.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before.
Ah yes.
Scarecrow was very eager and took Cappy back, so
Mhm.
I had to deal with that. Yeah, there's a slightly easier one, 04 dude. Like there's the one that Valu does, which is obnoxious, but then there's an easier one that I do. Also, if we don't hit this sheep, then I can't world record, so it's a good thing
Okay,
that
yeah.
I did.
All right, let's go.
This is definitely world record pace all of a sudden.
Let's go.
Get hyped.
Rolling into a sheep at very high velocity.
Hoip.
Hype. World record fog chip. Yeah, let's go.
Fuck.
Oh, okay, yeah, nice, love that.
Oh, okay, you're not dead.
Yep, mhm,
Okay,
love that,
now you are. Hey.
yep. Don't worry, we
Nice.
hit the sheep, so we're still on world record pace. It's fine.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Yeah. All good.
All good.
No pressure.
Still world record. Yeah. The sheep is the key, dude.
Sheep just like pauses your timer for 20 minutes, so like kind of important.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna take our little glidey boy for a little adventure.
Yep.
Be flying.
Alright. Yep, that grab humming is so weird because it spawns so close to the ground. Like, there's not a lot of other ground hummings that do that. I don't know why that one just... Like, you see how far that Bowser's Kingdom Pinart spawned from the ground? And then the one on top of the pillar, it just kind of didn't go in the air at all.
Yeah, that's actually interesting.
I thought you weren't going to make that. Okay.
And we're gonna use this purple poison to our advantage.
Death warping back to the tower, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright.
Get that verticality.
Now we're gonna hope that this strat works. So we did a dram strat here earlier. This is kind of
Double dram?
a different kind of dram strat, but we have to be careful because these guys have hats on. Oh, well, I captured them, so that's ripperonis, I guess.
Oh, that's sad.
Ah,
It's alright, though.
yeah.
The idea there was to knock off his hat on the first pass, and then
And then dram in after that, right?
yeah, exactly. But you can't win them all, I guess. And that's okay.
Yeah.
We're out of Sand Kingdom now.
Alright, going into Metro. And Metro 2 is pretty infamous for being kind of stinky in a lot of categories, as well as Lost.
It can be, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as we get here, we're going to go ahead and warp directly to the Odyssey. The moon rock in this kingdom actually just kind of sits right here.
Yep. All right.
First thing we're going to do is get all of the moons that are kind of hanging around this little community park here.
Yeah, there's
Well,
a surprising amount.
There is, yeah.
Including the seed moon as well that you got earlier.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The setup
we-
coming in clutch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So grabbing the Sphinx Moon, heading straight over to the Seed Moon, and then going over to Hat and Seek.
It doesn't even really look like anything from this angle, but there is
Yep.
a like monitor on that guy's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see it as he was going away there. If I was Seaside Kingdom Art, once again, different color moon. Oh, and straight into Scoot Clip. Nice, okay. Not drive-by, but still good.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, we take the bonk.
Yep.
It's all right. And then a couple of timer challenges back to back here.
Oh yeah.
Timer Challenge 3 into Timer Challenge 1. I'm pretty sure you also do Timer Challenge 2 later in Metro 2, right?
We do, yeah.
Alright.
Now, it was very nice of them to set up these like very cool little angular platforms.
Oh,
but I'm just gonna-
wow. Wow, okay, I
Wow.
haven't seen that one.
Nice.
Alright. Once again, just kind of ditching Cappy for a bit here. Don't really... when he comes back.
Don't really need Cappy right now.
Yeah, kind of tired of his BS sometimes.
True.
Okay.
Getting that with a spin throw, always very satisfying.
Yeah. Fast slots, you know, fueling Mario's gambling addiction as quickly as possible. Alright, and then the other Seed Moon that you planted here earlier.
Yeah.
It's a pretty stylish movement, and another Dram Strat coming out here. Very nice.
Lovely. Right, the bunny.
And
straight
just
away.
another one here as well, just a kind of a baby one.
Baby Dram. Alright.
Getting the checkpoint along the way as well.
Dang. Okay, this is flying by. I haven't seen Optimus Metro 2 in a while. Oh, you were close.
Mario deciding not to dive in the right spot, but that's okay. Princess Peach just chilling. This is like the laggiest part of the whole game right here too. Like trying to traverse this area is like a nightmare.
Also, I don't think we've ever mentioned like why you're going into first person before things.
Oh, true, yeah. So you might be seeing that happening a lot, especially when we get to Toadette later. You're going to be seeing a lot of first person nonsense, and that's because the game, before it initiates cutscenes or dialogue with NPCs and stuff, it'll pan the camera to a place first. And so in order for that to happen, the camera has to very slowly pan to that location. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes we can go into first person like right there. You didn't even see it. It was kind of fast, but right there, the camera will instead snap to that place instead of like slowly panning. So anytime that we can get away with that, we're going to save time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lucky for us, that is something that Toadette can be, like you can use that during Toadette. So we have to go into first person literally every time we talk to Toadette later, which might I remind you is 31 times.
Yep, 31 first person inputs sounds like fun to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it probably saves 0.1 or 0.2, but of course, if you do it 31 times, those all add up pretty quick. So,
Correct.
good work, Mario. Very proud of your abilities.
It's okay. He's a little slow. Just give him a bit. Another bird.
Oh yeah, Bob.
Bird.
Not the only bird we'll be catching in Metro.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the one. Well, I guess I'm not gonna say anything. It's just we'll wait for that battle. Okay. Now going into this sub area. This is a really fun sub area. Honestly, I found this pretty enjoyable actually. Oh,
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 yeah.
nice. Okay. So
That'll work.
It's got a nice aesthetic to it.
All right.
About as clean as I can expect it to be. You can land a little bit more shallow in that first little area where I did the backflip, so you can get a full backflip out of that little nook, but that'll do just fine.
Yeah.
All right, so you might be able to see at the very top of my screen here, there's another bird flying through the kingdom.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right.
Mhm.
Cycle.
That's good.
And strain to bullet building. Okay. Bullet building is another cycle-based sub area.
Yes, and you have to be pretty tight, pretty quick on your toes for the beginning part, because of this part here. Basically timing our up throw to just nab that guy and get the instant capture.
So satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And that's it. That is Metro. For such a big kingdom, it's surprisingly quick.
Yep.
True.
Here comes a moon dump. Just kidding. Haha. Going straight to the painting right next to the Odyssey.
That's right.
Have to wait for the moon dump for a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wait, where am I? No, this isn't correct. I got all moons on the brain.
It's all right.
The last fishing here. Everybody's favorite.
It's not against the wall. Okay. Nice. Okay, that's probably as good as you can expect that to go. Jeez.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, you know what? I realized I forgot some stuff in Metro. Oopsies.
Oh no.
Here's what we'll do. We'll open up the moon rock. We'll go back.
All right, and we'll come back.
And then we'll come
to
back.
All right,
That sounds good.
that's good.
I was like, man, that seems like a really fast Metro Kingdom. There must be something missing.
Oh yeah, you didn't go up to the tower like and get Tower Challenge 2.
Yeah.
And all
Yeah.
all
Oh,
that
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
True, true.
I almost forgot myself.
Mhm.
Only reason I remember is because I was just talking about like Tower Challenge 2 and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we can probably make this happen pretty easy here. We're not allowed to warp out of a painting, are we? That's okay. BTT?
Oh,
Oh.
Go here.
all right.
Trying to remember all the things that I missed. I think it's only a couple things, actually, so we should be okay. We just need to come down here, climb this tower.
Yep. All right.
The challenge.
Yeah, get Dizzying Heights first.
Yes.
One of the coolest things in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, brilliant view.
Yeah,
It's another one of those, if the moon isn't on screen, it doesn't exist moons, so you can be climbing up there really fast and not have your camera on it and dive through and dive all the way down, which is fun.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
always pretty awesome, whenever that happens. Okay, yeah, dropping off that scooter for later.
I'm hoping I didn't go too far with it. We'll see.
Now you should be good.
Oh,
Oh.
About
Anyway.
that.
Oh.
All right, round 2.
It's alright.
We're good.
Getting to see a lot of backups this year.
True.
Showing off some you don't get to see that often. So, it's
Not every day you get to see it. What goes
Exclusive
into
content.
making it work? Yeah, exactly. Exclusive content.
yeah, extra for free. Just for you. Smile.
Okay. And that is all. Now we
Yeah,
can go off.
okay, yeah. Okay, back to Lake.
There we go. Nothing.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's never happened. There's exiting Metro for the first time.
Yeah.
Or the second time. Okay.
Well, I didn't mean to do that, but I mean that's okay.
That works. And now we're back on track. All right.
Yeah, like nothing ever happened.
Lovely.
Okay. Can just long jump for that bird.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
If you miss that bird, it's one of the more annoying ones to catch afterwards, but luckily that did not happen.
Oh yeah, getting Gumbas over to the Goombet.
Like Lake Kingdom because of its sub areas. Definitely gonna try and show those off as best as I can.
Oh, yeah, alright. Heading into the first one here.
Seems I've already forgotten the basic movement of it, which is great. Yep.
I mean, that's fine.
That's a decent backup, I suppose.
Yeah, not bad.
So the intended strat for this is to use those frogs, but I actually think that that's harder to do personally. But
I mean, yeah, once you're good at the movement, it's harder to use the frogs. I
Yeah.
agree.
right,
Alright.
and comboing some other fast moons together, we got this timer challenge.
Yep.
There we go.
And going straight into Peach afterwards, right?
Yep, that's right.
Alright.
Here she is, in all her glory. All right, chat. What is your favorite Peach outfit? Very important question.
I mean,
I like the Bowser one personally.
that one's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like
I don't like
some other
this.
Mario stuff.
Personally.
We're gonna try
Okay,
and
which
set
one?
up a strat here. Yep, that'll do.
Oh, nice, you got it. You can just talk to
Oh,
that
let's
lady
go.
because, yeah, camera funny.
Do I go up here first? No, wait. I don't think I do. This way first.
Alright. Oh, yeah, the Captain Toad.
I'm gonna have to agree. I think Snow Peach is also very good. Snow Peach and Cap Peach both have that kind of like somber gothic kind of going. So
Oh yeah,
I'm about
that's
it.
true.
I just said a random kingdom because I don't remember what any of them look like. Smile. Anyways.
You know what? That's fair.
Maybe I do like the lost one. I don't know. We'll see. Alright.
Now we go up here, and there is a very happy lady here that wants to see what a cheap sheep looks like, even though she lives in a kingdom full of cheap sheeps. And
And
doesn't
can
need to
also
make
swim
Yep.
because, you know,
because mermaid lady.
Oh, you know, it's okay.
Okay, I'll be rewarded in a power moon. That's fine. I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you get something out of them, why not, man?
Yeah. I mean, they can't capture fish, you know, like the way Marriott does. So
True.
might as well use them.
Might as well have one as a pet.
Yeah.
This, even though the fish despawns like 5 seconds after you can capture it, but, you know, it's like
True.
give her the pet for like five seconds and it's just gone.
And we don't need to tell her that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You're,
It's
you're already
secret.
long. You're already long gone by the time the fish despawns. It's okay.
Oh yeah, I figured that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've done this sub area. We'll try again.
All right.
So this sub area is probably one of the slower ones. If you do it the normal way.
Get back up.
Oh yeah.
All right.
No dangers.
No.
I tried to do the fancy thing.
That sucks. All right.
Right, round 3.
Third time's the charm.
I'm not even gonna make it. Yeah, okay, interesting.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
boy.
sub-area can be
Sub-area
quite
is
interesting.
I'm gonna try with the long jump instead. Maybe the triple jump is not the way to go.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. I'll take it a little bit safer on this part as well.
Yeah. Don't go for the shrine bounce. Just...
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
That's better.
Nice.
Took a while, but we got there.
That was a scary ground pound.
Yeah.
And with that, we're finally done with Lake Kingdom. Luncheon time. Now, luncheon is weird because we actually have to split luncheon up into 3 different parts. Mostly has to do with like text boxes in between kingdoms. It's kind of hard to explain why we do luncheon 3 times, but we do.
Yep. And this is our second visit to luncheon. And then, yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyways, there's a rabbit coming up here with a pretty quick strat to grab it, if you can get it.
Oh yeah. It's right there.
Yeah, you can just kind of dive onto it.
Yep.
Alright.
I don't think I deserve to do those strats in longer categories, but hey.
What the roll cancel Manipulus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. that is dumb, but you got it, so.
I did.
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Alright. Now we're going straight back to Forks. I had to take a
Oh, yeah.
little detour there to go get the moon rock.
That's not the direction I asked for.
Ah,
Love that.
Super Mario Odyssey.
For my Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch, the classic.
Yep.
All right.
I wonder when they're gonna release it for my Nintendo Switch.
Greedy Dangers comes out for his Switch, doesn't even share.
Yeah, just
SMH.
sad.
Kind of a wacky camera angle there.
Yep, alright. Gonna be doing this timer challenge and
A bit of a swanky strat to go along with this one as well.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
gonna be using these platforms here to get over to Captain Toad.
Fortunately, I had to do the double boost, but that's okay.
Burn your butt twice for the additional 2-second time loss. Alright.
And that's it, that's all. So after we've accomplished that, it used to be that we would do luncheon all in one chunk, and then we would do mushroom 3 times, but because one of the warps just so happened to be towards the Odyssey anyways, we just do our moon dump here instead.
What's the magic number now? Is it still 396?
It might be 95. I think it's 95.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure with the new route and stuff.
It's quite mesmerizing just looking at it, like, get dumped.
Yeah. Alright, 395.
Excellent.
We're good.
We're gaming.
We're gaming. 105 to go.
Yepo.
Oh, plus the multi-moon in Darker Side as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Technically, this category is 503 moons, but
You never
Yeah.
dump the last one, so
True.
all right, Cap Kingdom. Now that we are out of the painting chain, the rest of the kingdoms that we visit aren't attached to the painting chain, so we kind of have to visit them individually. And Cap Kingdom is our first stop. And honestly, when I get to this part of the run, I am usually kind of scared because, as you can see, they are filled with jumps that look like this.
Cap 2 is ooh.
Cap 2, followed by Lost 2.
Oh yeah.
You got your work
Oh,
cut out
yeah.
for you.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a pretty big monster.
Cap 2 is typically pretty safe for the most part. It's just a couple of like really scary looking jumps like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, instant capture. Must be my birthday.
Nice. Happy birthday.
But I mean, it's not actually, but like
Man, say it is for the sake of.
Yeah.
All right.
posting a birthday in the chat. It's not my
Birthday.
birthday, you guys. Come on. Come on. Come on. Dude, is that sauce?
That is Sauce 28 in the chat.
It's sauce.
Sauce.
Sauce YT.
All right.
We went shopping. We're going to do this little fun sub area. Honestly,
Really cool.
when I
story.
played this game casually, I didn't know that rolling was a thing at all. Even when I found this sub area, which forces you to roll, by the way, I did not know that rolling was a thing. I was like, oh, look, it's the Sonic the Hedgehog sub area. I just thought it was just like something that this sub area had and nothing else.
Oh, no.
But as it turns out, you can roll all over the game.
It's pretty crazy. I didn't know that. Thanks for the fact.
This has been your Super Mario Odyssey for my Nintendo Switch fact.
Fact of the day with Dangerous.
Heck yeah.
Hell.
All right.
Whoa, okay.
Ooh.
Spicy. Spicy language.
Yeah.
Smile.
Okay. Making our way up to our good friend Captain Toad here.
It's just vibing on the top of the tower here.
Yeah. And then is pretty sure we also just kind of like jump off the edge of the tower into
Yep.
the abyss after this.
We
It's like
definitely
Captain Toad
we,
could just watch.
yeah, we give Captain Toad a little bit of like mental trauma here, a little bit.
Yeah. Talk to him, he gives you a moon, then you just just jump off the tower. Like, oh,
See you.
Well-
Okay, bye.
see ya.
It was nice knowing you briefly. All right, we're gonna need some birds in the chat now that we have done that
Yeah.
despicable act.
Rebuild pack.
Good pack. Good emote.
Great emote.
Alright.
If we can get this bird cycle just right, I should be able to do it in a... Oh, never mind. I'm gonna have to do it the slow way, but that's okay.
Oh, it's okay. As long as you still make it.
Yeah. If you do this fast enough, you can kind of grab the bird before he even starts, or you can kind of like let the bird go because you're so fast and such a speedy lad that it doesn't matter how fast he goes, you'll be fine. But
Alright.
okay, good job, Mario. Okay, good job, Mario.
Mario,
Mm,
you want to
hold
like
it.
get on that? You want to get on that ledge, or?
Yeah.
Okay, there we
Mario
go.
forgot how to be the jump man.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Grab another quick checkpoint on the way to the spin a hat moon.
Might as well. It's right there. This is suspiciously not a moon, but that's okay.
What? There are stars in this game?
What?
What the heck?
My whole life is a lie, dude.
Damn.
And so it ended up being that we were exceptionally slow for this moon, so now we got to give chase a little bit, but that's okay. Get back here, Burb. I love you. Let
Wanna
me
give
love
you a
you.
Yeah. Please.
You might flap fast, but I flap faster.
Alright, and then he just flies away. Sad.
Adios.
Adios. Bueno, adios, master. Okay.
Can you please grab the moon Goomba? Thank you.
Oh my god!
He's just kind of like rubbing his face up against the sign.
How did that not, like, what are hitboxes, dude?
They don't exist in this game.
Guess not!
Yeah.
Alright.
Take some notes here. And that's it for Cap Kingdom.
Alright.
Surprisingly quick little visit. Actually, I lied. There's one more moon.
How could you?
I know. Terrible host, to be honest.
Dare you?
Wow.
Oh my.
Easiest bunny in the game. I'm glad Nintendo put this here. It's just a nice little free bunny to give you faith in bunny.
In the whole bunny moon system. for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Alright, we're up to 414. Getting
Making
there.
our way.
Mm-hmm. Alright, time for pain.
Yeah. I didn't want to be the one to say it, but yeah, you're right.
Oh,
It's-
Lost 2.
Mm-hmm.
In every category where there's a Lost 2, it's always near the end and it always sucks big balls. very
the
long.
biggest.
Yeah.
We're talking like exercise balls.
Yeah. Oh, wow, okay.
So,
That's a little... That's a little over the top, but you know, I guess.
Before we do any shenanigans over the toxic swamp, before we open up the moon rock, we gotta just come over here, talk to Princess Peach, get the shop moon.
Yeah, I do kind of like that outfit, honestly.
oh yeah. Oh, that I forgot about that one. That one's quite good, actually.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
reminds me of the outfit that you get from Mario in Wooded Kingdom.
yeah, the Explorer's outfit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. The outfit duel one.
Yeah.
Right. So now we've opened up the moon rock. The fun can begin. Smile.
Yay.
Quote unquote fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I actually have no idea
yes.
what you're talking about.
Oh
Wait, wait.
my.
Gosh,
Just-
that's never happened before.
You tried to dive and you touched the leaf. That's oh what?
Welcome to Lost 2, where the fun begins.
Barely even begun, gee.
This is the great This is the great demonstration, Dangers. Thank you.
Honestly, yeah, I hope that Fastest Furs is going to be okay with me going over estimate because it's absolutely happening. Just so you know.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem like you're gonna be that far over estimate though. This run hasn't been like a total disaster.
Yeah.
It's been all right for the most part, but there have just been some like super dumb mistakes that have happened.
Interesting moment.
Just
Yeah.
a lot of them, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, this is where the real fun begins because we're going to be spending a lot of time over this purple poison.
Not intimidating at all or anything.
Yep. And you know, you only got these little tree stump platforms to go off of.
Yeah. And you have the hint on, yeah.
Yep. At least that was solid shards movement.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yep. Alright.
Nice, love that.
Oh, that's just amazing.
Huh.
Good timing for that platform to just be where it was.
Yep.
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 All right. So I'm pretty sure this moon was supposed to be got with a Wiggler, but we can kind of just do that instead and do a bunch of spin throws to get all of those.
The rabbit up here is also supposed to be gotten with a Wiggler, but you also can just kind of get in with that one. It's a dumb rabbit, but still.
It is.
Okay, nice. Not the worst. I've seen that go way more horribly wrong than that anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Moon sucks.
Oh, that was nice.
Yep.
Cool strat
Managed
there.
to beat the Trapedal over to this platform, which is pretty handy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you get the rabbit moon.
Yep. And then heading straight over to the timer challenge, and you're
Come
also gonna be.
on.
Oh, that sucks.
Very
Huh.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Cappy not homing in, classic.
And this is just Lost 2 in a nutshell. Yeah.
Pretty much. So you just walk to the top.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it from here. Seems like the strat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And what I was gonna be saying is you're also gonna be grabbing another moon during this timer challenge.
Yep, right there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Good showcase of Lost 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah, a true showcase of Lost 2.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Wouldn't be a no reset without something going horribly wrong in Lost.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're getting pretty close to the end here, Matt.
We are. Yeah, we got just 2 more kingdoms essentially. Before,
Moon and
well,
Lunch.
Moon and Lunch and 3, and then
Oh
Mushroom.
yeah,
you
Lunch
know.
and 3. Yeah.
So I guess 3. But Moon is a very, very quick little stop.
You get 5 moons here, right, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, just 5.
And the reason that we come back here is just because all these moons are tucked near the Odyssey, but it's also kind of important because our tourist guy shows up here,
Oh, yeah.
and his journey does not stop here. So if we didn't talk to him here, then we would not get to see him in the next kingdom that we do.
Right.
So it's important that we take a little stop here. There's also a hint art moon here that's like right next to the Odyssey, so that's handy.
There's also Captain Toad right there as well.
Everybody's just kind of enjoying their moon vacation with no oxygen. That's kind of interesting, but
Fantastic.
Sweet. Aw. It's okay.
classic marathon moments.
Yep.
Mhm.
Everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
It's alright. At least that one's easy to back up.
True. So you get this creeper as well.
Yep, and then we're done, right? That's it for Moon 2.
That is it. Yep.
Just a
Mhm.
quick revisit.
It's a quickie.
Yup.
And only 65 moons left to go.
31 of which are from Toadette. So, you know, really only 30-ish real quote-unquote moons that aren't just talking to Toadette.
Exactly.
Alright. Showing off Salt Triple.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, because why not? You know.
Yep.
This is one of my favorite sub areas, as long as it goes right, anyways.
Same, actually. Alright.
Oh yeah.
It's cool because you can skip the cannon. Oh!
Ooh.
Yep. Ganon
Wow.
basically said what my brain was saying as well, so.
Yeah, I'm like your inner thoughts basically whenever something is like close. I'm just like, Alright, nice.
Take that. That was a decent sub area.
Yep.
Mhm.
Aw, didn't get the instant capture. Rip F. Oof. Runs dead. At least that was really fast with those torches though.
Yeah, true.
Lunch and dram, because you
Yo.
guys have not seen enough drams yet today.
I actually have
Oh,
never
yeah.
seen it in general. Nice, okay, that's sick.
That's cool.
Getting some speed off that slope.
Up, down.
Speaking of speed, Goombas
Oh,
are
okay, yeah,
obnoxious.
speed
Meow.
Okay, yeah, speaking of speed off of slopes, okay, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Alright, then. Kind of flying.
He do be kind of zooming though.
True.
True.
That's...
Nice.
Oh, nice. Love that.
Oh, yep.
Marvelous.
Funny speed space run moments. Okay, here we go. It's a quick timer challenge as well.
Yeah, nothing too special about this. Like, maintaining your momentum is actually a lot easier if you're jumping rather than just like letting Mario run. So considering those blocks only fall when you're touching them on the ground, like it doesn't really pose much of a challenge.
Ah,
Yeah.
going track 46 for the fans.
Yep, sour please in the chat.
It's probably my favorite song from the game.
All right, and
Alright.
our last slots moon, just like mentioned before, the slots moons themselves are actually quite slow, but considering we get a Toadette moon for doing all three of them, they kind of balance out as fast in the end.
Yep.
So
Fueling Mario's gambling addiction one last time along our journey. At least he gets something out of it every time, you know? He's good enough at it now where he can consistently get moons, so I guess it's okay.
Right. He's bold.
like a professional poker player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
That was an interesting choice of movement, but we made
Okay.
it. All right.
Alright, no bonks. That's
Sure.
good.
Yeah. Anything's better than a bonk regardless how slow.
Honestly,
True.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it means walking all the way around the stage to get to the same place, it's
Precisely.
Yup.
avoid the bonks.
Alright.
Yep. Inputs good, gone, don't exist,
in-
don't matter.
Yep, Odyssey, honestly.
Mhm.
Alright.
Yep. Good. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Yeah,
we're fine.
I tried to do a fancy. That was a bad idea.
Alright. Okay.
Right. And that is kind of our final victory lap, really, of Luncheon Kingdom. We just got to make our way over to that island in the background there, and
Oh yeah, and warp to Mushroom.
that's about it. There's a couple moons on this island that we can grab, but aside from that,
And these are the moons that you have to get because of IP skip, right?
yes.
Okay.
So there are 2 moons on this island that are like barely on the cusp. Like I said, they're probably about 19 seconds apiece. In fact, the 2D one's probably a little bit slower than that,
Oh yeah.
but we get them because we did IP skip earlier, which again saves like 30 seconds, so it's kind of worth
Yep.
True.
just a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit worth it.
A tad.
Half a minute, it's like nothing, you know.
Nice little pepper RNG there. Gotta love that.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay,
This-
we have to take this safe now because of that too. That kind of sucks.
This 2D section was also really cool to me, actually.
Oh yeah. With the peppers rolling above as well.
Yeah, like being in the ground.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. You went a little risky at the end there.
Um.
Give me a minor heart attack, nothing.
Just a minor one.
You know, nothing too extreme. I'm not like on the floor right now.
Sure.
Staying up in
Alright.
your seat for the rest of the commentary. This is good.
Yep. All right. So yeah, now we just got. Oh, that's a nice downwards wall jump. That happens on some things too.
Yep,
It's
love
another-
that.
Feature of this game.
Big favorite of mine. I basically, you know, if you guys were tuning in for all the things wrong with Super Mario Odyssey, you've definitely found the right place.
True.
Aren't we
Sin.
supposed to be promoting this game?
Yeah.
I mean, the game's doing a bad job of promoting itself right now. I don't know.
True. I'm trying my darndest to overcome, but
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we just got Mushroom 2, and then we're heading off the darker side. And here's our tourist friend once again.
once again talking to my tourist friend. Now, he does have one more stop, but his stop is back home in Sand Kingdom, and we do skip out on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just a little too slow for us to make an entire visit back to Sand Kingdom for one moon. You know,
Mhm.
just a little bit slow. All right.
Captain Toad hanging out on top of the shop. This kingdom, the second visit of this kingdom is kind of like a, almost like an encore. I feel like you definitely get a feeling of like all of everything that you've set up coming together. You know, you've got your seed moons here.
Yeah, I like
well,
the seed moon.
and you know the bunny, like all of the moons that we get in this kingdom are like reminiscent of something else that we've already done, like the bunny and Captain Toad and the shopping and the tourist and the music toad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's quite nice, actually. It's quite a nice ending. Well, pre-ending.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then Darker Side comes along and you're like, oh boy, what have I got myself into?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big slap in the face.
Darker Side Fast is really cool if done well, anyways. But
Yeah,
it
it's
can.
true.
It's probably really nerve-wracking at the end of a run. I've never really done real runs of Dark Side, but I would assume it would be.
Oh, yeah.
Or of Darker Side, I mean, not Dark Side.
Yes, yes, yes.
I don't need these
It does
purples,
look
but
cool.
I'm just grabbing them for fun, I guess.
Yeah, might as well, they're right there.
APC.
Yo.
Yo.
So, the way to get this moon is not like that. The intended way for this Goomba moon is that you stack all the Goombas that are hanging out under here, and you drain them out, and if you stack them all up, you're tall enough to get this little Goomba lady from the bottom of the moat. But with the help of some momentum game,
Oh.
we can actually
Very-
make the jump across.
Video game.
Imagine video games.
Imagine.
Alright.
There we go.
Nice. Oh, I barely. Oh,
Yeah, it was a little gross.
yeah, barely did it. Scaring me. Yet again.
Yet again.
Keeping me on the edge of my seat this whole time. Alright. Getting up onto the roof. This is one of 3 moons in the game where you can turn your camera while you grab it for some reason.
Is it one of 3? What is the third one?
I don't remember, but I remember 04 dude told me once. And I was like, oh yeah. But I don't remember. I don't remember what it is. I know it's the one in Lake and that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Wire Moon and Bowser's third courtyard.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we've arrived at everybody's favorite part.
Oh yeah. Residence.
Toadette.
Get comfy.
Yep. We're gonna be here for a few minutes.
It's not as bad as all moons, I suppose, because we're only getting half of the ones that she has on available to us.
Moons, it's like almost 10 minutes of just sitting here.
All moons is yes, it's ends up being 7, I think, and
Yeah.
3.5 in this category. But you'll notice that every time I talk to her, I go into first person, and that's again to speed up the little pan that the camera does. Because if I don't, for example, you can see the pan kind of scrolls into the screen before she starts talking.
Yep.
So that is 0.2 seconds lost every single time. So
Oh no.
we need to make sure we go into first person.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So yeah, we're just kind of chilling here now. It's like little break before the big finale.
Little breather.
Yep.
Bebop snug.
Yeah.
I get comfy cozy chat
Good emote.
before the grand finale.
Alright. Snung. Yeah. Alright. How many moons were in the Odyssey coming into this? 435?
I think that's right. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So we got
65
we
is
got
our goal.
13 more. Alright.
And these are all for things like collecting a certain amount of timer challenge moons, collecting a certain amount of 2D moons, collecting a certain amount of bird moons, collecting a certain amount of slot machine moons, collecting a certain amount of just about anything you can think of, really, if it can fit into a category. We're being rewarded for it right now. One of them is achieving world peace. One of them is achieving just beating the game, the main story. So there's a lot of stuff.
It's one for 1,000 coins.
There is, yep.
There's also 2 for 5,000 and 10,000 coins, but we don't get those in this category.
Yeah, it's a little too much coins.
Yeah. Alright. 4 more.
That's it. 4 more.
3 more. We're on our way. Come on.
Riveting.
We can
Yeah.
surely hope that we have the right amount. Hopefully Toadette's got one more for us. Yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
So we didn't miss anything along the way except for that one hiccup in Metro Kingdom, so not bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time for the
Nice.
grand finale.
Let's go.
Darker Side, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Now, you guys are going to be in for a ride if you've never seen Darker Side speedrun before. You can probably recall as a casual player that this is a gauntlet level. The kind of idea, kind of like the perfect run in Super Mario Galaxy 2, where you get one chance at this, you get one life, and if you die, you have to go back to the beginning of the entire level. So all of what we're about to do has to be done in one go. We
Yep.
can take damage, but we just can't die. So
Yeah.
Alright. There's a lot of really cool strats in Darker as well.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Really flashy.
Okay.
First thing is just getting up. These are the frogs that used to be able to activate our frog skip glitch. Not possible anymore.
Yeah.
True.
It was patched out in 1.2, I'm pretty sure. Along with, like, pretty much everything in the game.
Yes.
I think, yeah.
Like, everything that was patched, except for FMS, was pretty much patched in 1.2.
Now that I think of it, I don't think I've ever completed Dark Side normally. I just did frog skip once.
Oh,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome sauce.
It was really fun for me, casually. I enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of traversing around all of these objectives as fast as we possibly can.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
I might take some damage there, but that's okay. There is a way to heal ourselves, so I'm not too worried.
True.
Full strat using the uproot on this upcoming island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Nice.
Well, we bonked. Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Sucks. We're gonna have to just.
Just wait another second. Alright.
It'll do.
Good enough.
That's fine. Alright. Best capture in the game right here.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
I love Yoshi.
Yeah.
Same. Look at him,
Yoshi
so
is
cute.
good and fair.
Very.
Yep. What Super Mario Odyssey ruins even the best of things. Yeah. Oh,
Oh. Just going for it.
my pants, dude. Oh,
Nice, dude.
trap, dude. Oh my god. Let's go.
Nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Alright.
I'll take it, dude.
Impressive.
There goes my second pair of pants for the day. I think I need 3 now.
Let's go.
Alright.
Considering the rest of this run was like full of turmoil for all the silliest things, it's kind of nice that like we're able to round it out at the end like that. So
Yeah.
I'll take that victory. I'll take that W.
Really good, Darker.
Take that dub.
You should. You're still on pace to snap a sub 320 as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my own opinion, that's not exceptional, but
I'm just saying it's something in general, you
oh,
know.
totally, yeah.
True.
Not very many people have managed the sub 320, so
Yep.
True. Now you just shake and like
Love
skip a whole section here.
I'm kind of glossing over the fact that we still have half of Darker Side to do, but we kind of just don't. So kind of just skip over that.
Just
Mhm.
change the estimate on the stream really quick. Nice.
Smile.
Yeah, 320 smile. Alright. Letter skip.
But no, you skip.
Yep.
Let's go.
Alright, and here we are.
Alright.
That's not high enough, Dangerous. Try it again.
Yeah, just give it another go. It's okay.
That's not high enough, Dangerous. Try again.
Yeah, let's give it another go. It's okay.
Third time's the charm, Froggo.
There we go.
There we go.
Alright.
Froggy boy.
Here we go.
Yeah.
He did it. Pog
Let's-
him.
Wow, he did it!
Yeah, so the timer ends at
As
Once
soon
you
as we
grab-
grab this moon, so
Yes.
we're approaching the top of the tower, and wait.
God.
Time.
There we go.
All
Oh,
right.
boy.
31906.
That is a run, all right.
GG's.
Context.
GG.
My PB is about a 307. World record right now is a 306.45. We definitely stumbled through Darker Side. I hope it was at least a decent showcase, regardless of the fact. But
It was.
Yeah, it was great.
major
I-
props for my commentators for joining me on the journey, I suppose. Thank you guys for doing this on such short notice. I think we only had like a week or something to organize. So
No
Yeah,
problem.
it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing
It was fun, yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for sitting in, and thank you everybody for watching. And thanks Fastest Furs for hosting the showcase as well. I don't know how much plugging I'm allowed to do, but I do Super Mario Odyssey, so that's all I'm gonna say. So
All right.
Nah, thank you very much for combined showcasing off Super Mario Odyssey. We didn't have a chance to show that off during the summer marathon, so this is very cool to at least have it shown off at some point. Also, congrats on coming under estimate. Smile. Yes.
I can be good at this game when I want to, just not today for some reason.
It's all
Oh,
right.
yes. If you already don't, please go follow Dangers on Twitch, twitch.tv/Dangers. Pod's posted it in the chat. It's also on screen. Also, again, thank you to the commentators. Their names are listed below the estimate on the screen. You can also give them a follow on Twitch as well. If you haven't already, join our Discord. You'll also get to see the schedule of the next showcases coming up. We'll also have some other things coming down the pipeline in the future. We have the next month of showcases already planned out. We are taking the week off for SGDQ. Just be aware of that. We do not have any showcases planned for that. And also just join the community. Come hang out. Come show off what you're learning. Show off any new runs. Get some help if you need runs or you want to learn something new. Grab some buddies. Join up the VC. Do whatever you want. Got anything else you want to say, Dangerous, before we pass the show along?
No, I think that's it. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thanks for showcasing. So